everybody, this is Casey. We're here to do spiritual chat tonight. Hope everybody had an awesome week. I know we've all had a lot of prayers out there for Star and her family. Let's see. Shuffle. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Hope you're all wearing your green. Hey, Star. We were just talking about you, hon. How you doing? How you doing, hon? Hi, Alban. We have Star with us, hon. You're okay? I posted the link for you. Alban, I posted the link for you too. You said next time you came in, you'd come and talk. See what kind of energy we got coming in this week. Hi, Snow Queen. How are you, hon? We haven't heard from you for a while. You feel like coming in, Star? Or just come in and just tell us how you are, hon. That's all you have to do. Just come in and tell us how you're doing. You don't have to stay on if you don't want. You're welcome, Casey. As always. You feeling better now, Casey? Oh, no. Did they have to take her tonsils out, Snow? Well, I got a grandson right now that's had it 4 times in the last 3 months. When my oldest daughter had it, it's interesting because, you know, that's the period of time when they really didn't want to take him out. Well, Steve was probably 3 when they took his out. And his adenoids were bad. He had to learn to talk all over again because my ex used to yell at him, "How's your mouth when you're eating?" He couldn't because he couldn't breathe through his nose. So when he had his tonsils out, he would go, "Nurse, nurse, have some more jello." He couldn't talk. He had to learn to talk all over again. And then my oldest daughter, she had a strep every 3 weeks. When they took her tonsils out, they couldn't figure out why. When they took her tonsils out, she had a pus pocket right in the middle of everything. That's why she kept having it. Hope she's doing well now. No. Okay. Energy for the week. I kind of get the feeling that something may be coming up from the past that you're going to have to look at. Doesn't mean you have to stay there, okay? Okay, now I do know we were moving into an energy this month, starting this week, to where we are, we're going to have a lot of fears come up, a lot of illusions that we're going to have to deal with, things that are just going to come up that we're going to have to deal with. And this is in this month until the end of probably November. Okay, so a lot of fears, things are going to pop up that we're all going to have to look at, you know, kind of look at the whole picture. So the first card Excuse me. This is the Queen of Pentacles. Stay strong. Good, 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 good. Okay, stay strong, stay grounded, stay grateful. Okay, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Focus on the beauty, focus on the gratitude in life. Hey, Judy, how you doing, hon? Okay. But like I said, I do think some things are going to pop up from the past. Things that you have regrets about, but don't stay there, okay? Just kind of look at it, acknowledge it, and let it go, okay? But I do think some shadow things are going to come up, okay? Because this is Beauty and the Beast. So I think that making peace with that beast, making peace with those fears, with those illusions, and you're strong, you know, be loving, caring, nurturing, gentle, just like you would with another person or one of your children, okay? Be loving, nurturing, and caring, just like you would with one of your children, with all your fears, anything that's coming up, okay? And then the King of Wands. It's like we have to man up to our passions, our desires. This is going to help us look at what we want and what we don't want in our life at this point in time, okay? But the prosperity, it's a time. It's a time of healing. It's a time of new beginnings. Ace of Pentacles. Okay? It's the beginning of prosperity, abundance, stability, happy family, you know? But are you open and receptive to it? Are you so busy? Are you so busy? Are you so distracted by everything else that's going on in your life that you're not paying attention to the possibilities that are coming in at this point in time? And I don't like to end like that, so I'm pulling one more card. Yeah. New beginnings after the struggles, the trauma, the drama, the Ace of Swords. Hey, truly, I was thinking about you today, too. It's like reunion time tonight. Okay, but this is higher mind. Higher mind also includes spirituality. It's not just thinking mind, you know, but it's new beginnings after all the struggles, the trials, the tribulations, okay? So that's the kind of week we're going to have. Hey, Chris.
Great.
Hi, Star. How are you?
Peachy.
Exhausted, tired, emotionally overwhelmed.
No, I was gonna go to jail last night. I ain't gonna even gonna lie to y'all. Look, no matter how much you're awake, I promise you, there's still gonna be triggers that you didn't know that you had, but you're still gonna find them at the moments that you didn't think that you were gonna have them. Oh yeah, I had them last night. I tell you, at 11 o'clock last night, I still had my shoes, my belt, and my coat on because I was going to fuck some old man, okay? And I say old man, he's not really old. But some little girl had the balls to say something to my daughter. So I contacted her father. Apparently stupid runs in the family, is all I'll say.
My goodness.
Oh no, he agreed. He was ready to, he said, give me his address, said, I'm not scared of anything. I'm like, you understand I'm a woman, dumbass?
I had some stuff.
And then still continued. He was determined to fight. I don't fight like that. But okay. My daughter now has full permission to beat your daughters. I am.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no, she done talked about my daughter's grandma, so I may have what you want to tell her.
So I was going through papers today and some things that I thought that I had dealt with. I ran across the letter to myself about some of the things that my second husband did to me. Woof, woof, you talk about heavy. my chest got so heavy, I couldn't breathe. So I sat and I started clearing all that energy and stuff. It's like, I thought, that's what was my thought. I thought I dealt with this stuff. You know, I thought I dealt with this stuff. So don't be surprised at the things that are coming up, you know.
Well, mine's more still just the protection mode. I mean, I protect. I will forever be that protector person. It's just runs deep, I guess.
Yeah.
Doggy wants attention.
Oh, like always. You've been saying I love you pretty good.
Good. Hey,
Okay.
Jay.
Oh, so let me tell you what my mom did yesterday, y'all.
What'd she do?
So the moment that my grandma goes up and touches her hand, right? Now, well, first prior to this, the preacher that was doing the whole thing, he said she crafted with her hand to sow the good, blah blah blah, and farm the land, blah blah. Like it just he went on, and he said, and this is the lights flickered when he said, and she made potions to sell at the market, and the lights flickered. Me and my cousin both looked at each other. I was like, oh my god, the bitch is fun.
I love that though.
And then my grandma goes up and she touches her hand. The entire town, in town, she shut the town down.
Power.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
I'm
The
laughing
forces
my
of
ass
love.
off. I have tears rolling to my face, and I'm laughing my ass off. I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Hey,
Y'all
Jay.
didn't play her song. And it was right after they played the song, so they didn't play the song.
Tonight's reunion night.
Oh, look, two Jasons. How y'all doing?
Yeah. So, truly, did you get the house that we saw you getting? So I found I found all but one of the 12 powers of man. I found all but two of my the archangels and the rays. So I'll sort through them and see if I could find the rest of the information or something so we can go through this. This is one of the things. That's where I found that letter to myself and it triggered me today.
I got triggered just by some guy thinking that he could whip my ass, and I told him, you don't want to know what I said. I said a lot of things.
Oh, that would trigger anybody.
No, I pretty much told him, I was like, I'm sorry, I can't put my hands on a pussy ass bitch.
I'd probably say the same thing.
I mean, it hit me in one of those just, you done messed up. One, your daughter messed up, and you're not even interested in correcting her.
Come on, lay down. Come on, lay down, silly girl.
I got triggered by somebody on my TikTok. The dumbest stuff, the dumbest thing. So my son's girlfriend lives in Kentucky, and she goes to college out there. And her roommate had this gecko. Well, the roommate ended up leaving. She kept the gecko and named him Beans. So she had Beans, most of last year. And then she got a position. She works, for the dorm or whatever. And she got a position where they pay for her housing for her to like police the dorms. Basically, she has to do rounds and make sure nobody's doing anything they aren't supposed to do. Well, one of the things they can't do is have pets. So she ended up mailing Beans to us. FedEx ships lizards. So we got Beans here.
What?
Yeah. They'll ship reptiles.
Oh my god.
So we got Beans here at the house, and we had to hurry up and get a tank and everything. We found one for $5 on Marketplace with the little screen lid and everything. It's just a 10-gallon. Well, for these geckos, you need a bigger one than that, but that'll work, for a little while. So, I posted a video of it, and some lizard people followed me. Lizard people, some, some some lizard creators followed me, and so because I'm like, oh, this is Grand Beans. He showed up at my door and explained the story a little bit in text, and I had this song on there. It was like, because we're feeding him, and it was like, I'm so hungry. It was the song or whatever. And me and this other creator, Sam, who's like a reptile person. Well, well, they have a lot of reptiles. We're having a chat in my comments about tank size, light, heating source, and all that stuff. And everything's golden except for the tank size. And I was like, yeah, just working on funds, at the moment. And this other person had nothing to do with the conversation, comes in there and they were like, why would you get a pet when you can't afford it? It's like, yeah, apparently you didn't read the and she said, why would you get a pet when you couldn't afford it? And had like a dead symbol behind it, with the skull and crossbones. It's like, clearly you didn't read the video with the skull and crossbones.
Yeah.
Because we kind of had to take him. She didn't have anywhere else. She had planned that her little brother would care for it. Her little brother didn't want it at all. Her dad certainly didn't want it. So, she saved up money and mailed him to us. Now I got Grand Beans the gecko. He's my little Grand Beans. Pretty cool dude. He seems to like it here.
They're interesting because my son has a gecko, and him and the kids are always playing with it.
Yeah, he hasn't been held a whole lot, so he gets and my son, it's so funny. We'll feed him, and he gets all hunter mode for his food, and then my son's all putting his hands in there. I'm like, you don't want to put your hands in there right now. He's hunter mode. He's biting him. Of course, it don't hurt or nothing, but when it biting at you, you're jerking your hand back. It's pretty funny.
My daughter has a bearded dragon. Oh my god, she loves him.
Oh, I bet. I love beardies too.
Oh, I had one. His name was Harley. He's huge now.
Yeah, Brandon has a bearded dragon also. Yeah, somebody gave him all the equipment, containers, everything.
Yeah, they're like little dogs. Beardies are. You can train them to do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much you can train a gecko to do, but it is what it is. It's fun to say Grand Beans. My son kept coming out the first night, and checking on him and taking videos of him for his girlfriend. And he came out real late, and I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm checking on Beans. I'm like, would you leave him alone? He's just a tiny toddler. He needs his rest. And he's like, his mom wanted to see him. I was like, oh, okay, never mind. Like, that's okay, but you leave him alone.
Yeah. I thought one of the things we would work on tonight is chakras.
Sounds like a plan. So, so you guys have heard about the TikTok ban, right?
Working on it.
Yeah, they're trying real hard. They did give the president executive power to say that he can ban any app from China if he wants to. But what's funny is, so it's the Congress is trying to say that, or whoever proposed the bill is trying to say that it's because they could leak data and it's a national security threat. Well, turns out a couple years ago, old Zuckerberg couldn't compete, so he hired a company called Targeted Victory to run a smear campaign on him.
Wow.
Yeah. He actually is the one selling data.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but they still might go ahead and get rid of TikTok. But there's these other apps that they do. So I checked one out today called Clappers. and started an account over there. Yeah, I got like over 80 people already. I just started it this afternoon.
How do you spell that?
CLAPPERS. It's very much like TikTok. Oh, sorry.
How's everybody else doing tonight? I had a heart MRI on Tuesday, and I didn't have to take a break the whole hour and a half, and the nurse was just absolutely amazing. She goes, "How'd you get through that without a break?" And I said, when I was in school, they were talking about pain management. Dr. Dean Ornish started a pain clinic, and he teaches you, instead of moving into the pain, instead of pushing the pain away, move into the pain. It makes it more manageable. So every time anything came up, I didn't have pain, but every time I had any discomfort or anything, I would move into that and it would calm down. So I was telling her that, and she got the funniest look on her face. She goes, "I'm going to have to remember that." You going to bed already, Casey? Yeah, it is. Yeah. Good night, Casey, hon.
Good night, Casey.
Good night, sister. So that was weird. That was that friend from a while back. I think I told you about it, Casey.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I knew, she was in jail. I don't know. She asked if she could come in. I said it's probably not a good idea.
So, truly, are you visualizing yourself moving into this place? I spent an hour and a half, Snow Queen. An hour and a half, totally immersed in it. It didn't come out at all. And had to do breathing stuff. Well, you know what, hon? Oh, truly. I was wondering, I'm going to pull a card. Is she going to get it? Yeah, I think so. I have the 10 of Wands. It's walking away from all the burdens. Yeah. Yeah, walking away from all the burdens, leaving all that stuff behind, honey. So I think you're going to get it. And then Wednesday, I had to go for a heart monitor. They're little now. When I had one about 30 years ago, they were like this big, and you had to carry them around in a little pouch on your side.
Oh, good. So it is pretty small and easy to navigate with?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. And I don't know if any of you remember RM2. She just had a little baby.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
She had a little boy.
How's she doing? How are they doing?
They're doing pretty good. Pretty good.
Good deal.
Pretty good.
I might be back in a little bit.
Okay, you gonna leave? We're gonna start talking about chakras now.
Oh, okay. I'll stick around then.
I was gonna say, what are you doing?
Okay.
Crystal.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing really. I've been watching the show.
So what does anybody know about the first chakra?
Root, grounding.
Yes, that's your root.
Yes. It's the foundation of your emotional and mental health.
Oh, well, that explains a lot.
It's your connection to your family and their beliefs.
Oh, well,
It's your safety, your security, your identity, your sense of belonging. Okay? It's your connection to all of life. And
that explains.
every choice and decision you make and every belief you hold exerts influence upon the whole of life.
Now, isn't it at your feet?
It's no. No, this is in the sexual area.
This is in your pelvis?
Your
Yeah,
girl?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So it's the base of spine, legs, bones, feet, rectum, immune system. It can cause chronic lower back pain, rectal and immune disorders, depression, multiple personality disorders, obsessive compulsive disorders, addictions, sciatica, varicose veins. Now, if you have any family issues, your safety, your security, your grounding, your feelings of abandonment, your feelings of safety, it's all in there. Okay, your ability. This affects your prosperity too, because it's your ability to provide for your life's necessities and how to stand up for yourself at home, in social situations, and in family. Yeah,
But
like I
yeah,
said,
that does explain a lot, and I ain't got that issue.
abandonment, fears, family bonding, your identity, tribal honor codes, your support, your loyalty. So, some of the questions to ask yourself: what belief or patterns did you inherit from your family? That brings up a lot for everybody. Okay. Do all of them still have authority over you? What superstitions do you have?
If you
Hmm.
stir salt, you got to throw it over your left shoulder.
Yeah.
Don't walk under a ladder. Don't split the pole.
Don't step on the crack.
Yeah, don't step on the crack.
Don't go on trees.
If a black cat's going right to left in front of you, it's bad luck. If it's going left to right, it's good luck.
Jay Know said, had an odd experience today. Went to Dairy Queen to get a malt. Cashier looked a lot like my person, glasses and all, and her name was Seven. Can't make it up.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Name was 7.
So you have to look at those connections that you were raised with, though, truly. Poor baby. So you have a personal code of honor. What is it? Which have had more authority over you than your own reasoning ability? Have you ever compromised your sense of honor? If so, have you taken steps to heal it? Do you have unfinished business with your family members? If yes, what prevents you from healing your family relationships? It says list all the blessings that you feel come from your family. If you were a parent, what qualities would you like your children to learn from you? What tribal traditions and rituals do you continue? What tribal characteristics within yourself would you like to strengthen and develop?
Which would you say are the most important chakras to have activated?
I'd say the first and the fourth. On the physical,
Root and heart.
yeah. because your root is going to affect all aspects of life. And if your heart is shut down, that's going to block so much stuff too.
I've heard that if you open your third eye before you open your root, you get psychosis.
I don't think so, because a lot of
I've never heard that.
me neither. But I think that we as your third eye opens, I think you're having to deal with first root problems. It's going to bring it all up in your face.
Makes sense.
Because there's going to bring an awareness into the patterns and belief systems and, your safety and your security and, and what kind of relationships are you going to draw in if you don't feel safe and secure anyway?
Jack Wolf.
True.
Hey, Jack.
What's up, Wolfster?
Come chit chat.
Yeah, hop on.
We love your input on safety, security, and all the chakras. Ooh, Jack loves the sacral chakra. I know he does.
So
Well, heck, he likes the root chakra too.
What about the significance of the solar plexus?
We'll get to that. Okay, we're working on second now, okay?
I'm skipping ahead.
Yes, have a little patience, my dear. So the second chakra is your personal power. So your first chakra is your family, your safety, security, your tribal, your sense of belonging, okay? But this one is a sense of you, your power, your creativity, your sexuality, your finances again, issues of survival and control, physical survival, one-on-one relationships at the core of this energy center. So this chakra kind of talks about honor one another. Every relationship you have, from casual to intimate, helps you become more conscious. No union is without spiritual virtue. They all have something to teach us. So your organs are the lower abdominal to navel, sexual organs, large intestines, lower vertebrae, pelvis, appendix, bladder, and hip area.
Speaking of organs, Star, have you ever heard of the messenger?
The messenger or the messenger?
Yeah, the messenger. It's an organ, apparently.
Yeah, the messenger. It's technically they don't call it that anymore, though. That's odd.
I've never heard of it.
It's it's. I'm trying to think of who. It was the Egypts or Greeks that called it that.
It's apparently some tissue that connects your small intestine. As far as I knew, there wasn't such thing, and that they weren't connected like that.
It was the Greeks. The Greeks originally called it that, but I don't think they do now.
I don't know. I'll be right back.
So some of the stuff with the second chakra is arthritis, chronic lower back or hip pain, sciatica, pelvic low back pain, sexual potency, urinary problems, prostate or ovarian uterine illness, fibroids, menopause, and severity. See, this is what a lot of women deal with, okay? Because they are like taught that they don't have a personal sense of power, So issues of fear of loss of control.
Well, sorry.
Through events such as addiction, rape, betrayal, impotence, financial loss, abandonment by partners or colleagues. It's your ability to take risks. It's your personal identity. It's also blame, shame, guilt, money, sex, power, control, creativity, ethics, honor in your relationships, your decision-making ability, and your power to rebel.
Star, you're right. It's mesentery. Star disappeared.
Did she?
I don't see her.
Yeah.
She's a Houdini.
Okay. Well, I'll give her a minute to come back and check. Okay. So, how do you define creativity? Do you consider yourself a creative person? Do you follow through on your creative ideas? Do you often direct your creative energies into negative paths of expression? Do you exaggerate or embellish facts to support your point of view? Are you comfortable with your sexuality? If not, are you working toward healing your sexual imbalances? Do you use people for sexual pleasure, or have you felt used? Do you honor your own sexual boundaries? Is she back? Nope. Hey, Jojo. There's Joe. Okay. Mesentery, a continuous folded band of membranous tissue pudendum or tendum that is attached to the wall of the abdomen and encloses the viscera. In humans, the mesentery wraps around the pancreas and the small intestines and extends down to around the colon and upper portion of the rectum. One of its major functions is to hold the abdominal organs in their proper position. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Joe. So we're talking about chakras. So, do you keep your word? What is your personal code of honor, of your ethics? Do you negotiate your ethics depending on your circumstances? Do you have an impression of the divine as a force that exerts justice in your life? Okay. Well, Star, we're waiting for you. Okay, third chakra. It's the development of self-esteem and personality, separate from your tribal identity. This is where you learn to draw and maintain strong boundaries and a personal sense of honor. So the sacred truth is honor oneself. Be mature and honorable in the relationship you have with yourself and accept responsibility for the person you have become. So it's the abdomen, stomach, upper intestines, the liver, gallbladder, kidney, pancreas, adrenal glands, spleen, middle spine, behind the solar plexus. The effects are arthritis, gastric or duodenal ulcers, colon intestinal problems, pancreatitis, diabetes, chronic or acute digestion, anorexia, bulimia, liver dysfunction, hepatitis, and adrenal dysfunction. Okay, no star yet. Okay. So the issues are trust, fear, intimidation, self-esteem, self-confidence, self-respect, ambition, courage, the ability to handle crisis, care of yourself and others, sensitivity to criticism, personal honor, fear of rejection, and looking foolish, physical appearance, anxieties, and strength of character. Do you like yourself? What don't you like and why? Are you actively working to change the things about yourself you don't like? Are you honest? Do you sometimes misrepresent the truth? Why? Are you critical of others? Do you blame others as a way of protecting yourself? Are you able to admit when you're wrong? Are you open to feedback from other people around you? Do you need the approval of others? If so, why? Is Joe at his English countryside estate again?
Yep. Yep-a-rooney. I'm trying to get my settings on here, but I can switch it.
Why is
That's-
Cray Cray silent? Because she's listening. We're talking about chakras tonight, Jojo.
I do that from time to time so I can learn.
How about this one? Oh, there we go. That's nice. There we
Star
go.
was here earlier, and she got cut off. She may be back. Okay, Star was here earlier. So we're on the fourth chakra. Here lies the powerhouse of the human energy system.
Anahata.
From its middle position, the fourth chakra mediates between the body and the spirit and determines their health, strength, and balance. Love is divine power, is the sacred truth. Emotional energy, love is the central power point and true motivator of your body, mind, and spirit. The organs are the center of the chest, the heart, and circulatory systems, lungs, shoulders, arms, hands, ribs, breast, diaphragm, and thymus glands. Effects are congestive heart failure, heart attack, mitral valve prolapse, cardiomegaly, I think that's what they're looking on for me, asthma, allergies, lung cancer, bronchial pneumonia, upper back, shoulder pain, breast cancer. The issues are love, hatred, bitterness, grief, anger, jealousy, inability to forgive, self-centeredness, fears of loneliness, commitment and betrayal, compassion, hope, trust, ability to heal yourself and others. So what emotional memories do you still need to heal? What relationships in your life require healing? Do you ever use emotional wounds to control people or situations? If so, describe them. Have you allowed yourself to be controlled by the wounds of another? Will you let that happen again? What steps are you prepared to take to prevent yourself from being controlled that way again? What fears do you have about becoming emotionally healthy? Do you associate emotional health with no longer needing an intimate relationship? What is your understanding of forgiveness? Who are the people you need to forgive, and what prevents you from letting go of the pain you associate them with? There's Star. There she is.
I'm back. It kicked me off.
Has anybody ever experienced their heart chakra like exploding into their chest and like out and like tingled even into your arms?
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have my Phoenix wings on. Something is amiss. I just need to warm up a little bit. I thought that'd be good tonight. You got any input on chakras, Joe?
I think the two most important ones are the root and the throat. Everybody focuses on the heart, but the throat, if you're blocked on that one, or if you're blocked on the root one, there are consequences that are, I think, greater than the other ones. And that's the one that people neglect the most, especially your throat chakra. That's why so many people get a lot of sore throats, or some people that have lymph node issues.
Yeah, because I'm hoarse again tonight. I don't know why. Jojo, what's your friend's channel? What's her channel, hon? Why don't you post that for us? Okay, so
Hey, y'all.
yeah, let her do a little check-in. We got a lot of new people here, hon. Do a check-in.
Yeah, I see him. Hey, JoJo. Hey, Judy. Hey, Jack. Hey, JoJo. Wait, we were missing here. Jack, JoJo, Judy,
Jason.
Joe, Jason. No, I said hi to Jason earlier.
Yeah. So what's her channel, JoJo?
I know, he keeps talking about it, but we can't do nothing if there's no channel listed here. Post the link. Yeah.
So
Is JoJo a mod? He can't drop a link if he ain't a mod, but he can put the channel name in the comments.
yeah. So the fifth chakra is the center of your struggle and choice with the ability to release your will to divine guidance. The essence is faith, faith in our fears, our faith in the divine. Surrender personal will to divine will is the sacred truth. Your every choice, thought, and feeling has biological, environmental, social, personal, and global consequence. Actions motivated by personal will that trust divine authority gives you the richest power. So it's throat, thyroid, neck vertebrae, trachea, mouth, teeth, gums, jaw, esophagus, parathyroid, hypothalamus. Affects raspy throat, chronic sore throat, mouth ulcers, gum difficulties, TMJ, scoliosis, laryngitis, swollen glands, and thyroid problems. The issues are choice and strength of will, personal expression, following your dreams, using personal power to create, addiction, judgment, criticism, faith, knowledge, capacity to make decisions.
So real quick, let me address this one with my throat chakra. JoJo, I would like to point out I was the first one in here, so I don't know who you talking about being late, sir.
Yes. Was the first one, and then she got kicked off. Yeah.
I still love you though, JoJo.
Sorry, I missed you.
I'm just very blunt. Hey, how you doing?
I like to call it spicy. She's a
Yeah,
spicy star.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh, I was called crazy and the B word all in one sentence. I was like, thank you. I'm honored.
I'm like, are you trying to take my name? No, I'm just kidding.
No, I was like, I'm honored. Thank you.
okay. Well, some of us will get over there to subscribe.
So where are you feeling hoarse on your throat chakra?
I don't know why I'm hoarse today. Well, it's been kind of off and on, but I don't know. I haven't been feeling good all day anyway.
Right here. Right here.
Well, I'm feeling it here.
I understand that, but I'm telling you what's flashing here. Right
Okay.
here.
Okay.
So you good at clearing stuff. Come on.
Okay.
How long have we known each other?
I know.
I don't know. Look and see what it is.
Do you see anything, Star?
Looks like a rock of some kind, like a sharp-edged rock.
It's red in my screen, or like my vision. It's like a dark, like a maroonish red. It sticks out. It's like a pulse. So yes, I would agree, almost like a rock, but it's like, to me, it's red.
I almost see it like this, like it has a point.
Yeah, it's like imagine a tower stone, the point at the top of it.
Oh, honey, there's some all up and down my chakra system. Okay, I'm going to have to clear this after this. Let me read these first, and then we'll clear this.
Mm-hmm.
They're all up and down the chakra system, blending in with the different colors. Thank you, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we are on, what is your definition of being strong-willed? Who are the people that have control over your willpower and why? Do you seek to control others? If so, who are they and why do you need to control them? Can you express yourself honestly and openly when you need to? If not, why? Are you able to sense when you are receiving guidance to act upon? Do you trust guidance that has no proof of the outcome attached to it? What fears do you have about divine guidance? Do you pray for assistance with your personal plans, or are you able to say, I will do what heaven directs me to do? What makes you lose control of your own willpower? Do you know you need to change, but continually postpone taking action? If so, identify these situations and your personal reasons for not acting. I can see what Joe is. I only need 2 people to sub to her channel. Pretty please and thank you. Yeah, we'll get there, Jojo. We'll get there. Okay, so chakra number 6. The 6th chakra is the energy center of intuition, intellect, and reasoning. It's known as the third eye.
Okay, so that's why I'm coughing now.
Yeah.
I have to mute myself because I'm coughing over here.
I didn't want to stop this to do the healing work. Let's get through this and then we'll do it. It involves our mental abilities and our psychological skill at evaluating our beliefs and attitudes. Seek only the truth is the sacred truth. Continually search for the difference between truth and illusion, the 2 forces present at every moment. Trust what you cannot see far more than what you can see. So the organs are the brain, nervous system, eyes, ears, nose, pineal gland, pituitary gland. I can feel it too now. I feel it right here. Brain, nervous system, eyes, ears, nose, pineal gland, pituitary gland. And the effects are brain tumors, hemorrhages, strokes, neurological disturbances, blindness, deafness, full spinal difficulties, learning disabilities, and seizures. So issues are self-evaluation, truth, intellectual abilities, feelings of inadequacy, openness to the ideas of others, ability to learn from experiences, emotional intelligence. Do you often interpret the actions of others in a negative way? If so, why? What negative patterns continually surface in your relationships with others? What attitudes do you have that disempower you? What beliefs do you continue to accept that you know are not true? Are you judgmental? If so, what situations or relationships bring out that tendency? Do you make excuses for behaving in negative ways? Recall instances in which a more profound level of truth than you were used to hearing was revealed. Was the experience intimidating? What beliefs and attitudes in yourself would you like to change? Can you commit to making those changes? Are you comfortable thinking about your life in impersonal terms? Do you know you need to change but continue to postpone taking action? If so, identify these situations and your reasons for not acting.
Which one's that?
That's 6th. Hey, Jenna. See?
So brown.
I'm telling you, this is reunion night. Everybody's coming in. Jack, I was going to ask you, are you in the snow area or the rainy area? I've been thinking about that all week. Okay, so 7th chakra, it's our connection to our spiritual nature and our capacity to allow spirituality to become an integral part of our physical lives. The truth, the sacred truth, is live in the present moment. Achieve a personal relationship with the divine. All physical, psychological, and emotional issues or fears need to be removed from your life. Let go of the past. Do not anticipate the future and live in the present with a moment of the divine. Muscular system, skeletal system, and skin. The effects are energetic disorders, spiritual depression, chronic exhaustion that is not linked to a physical disorder, and extreme sensitivities to light, sound, and other environmental factors. Does that include medicines and food? Issues: ability to trust life, values, ethics, courage, human I can't say it. Why?
Humanitarian?
Humanitarianism, selfishness, ability to see the larger pattern, faith, inspiration, spirituality, and devotion. Self-examination. What guidance have you sought during meditation or prayer? What type of guidance do you fear the most? Do you bargain with the divine? Do you complain to the divine more than you express gratitude? Are you devoted to a particular spiritual path? If not, do you feel the need to find one? Mine's all over the place. Do you believe that God is more authentic than the divine in other spiritual traditions? Are you waiting for the divine to send you an explanation for your painful experiences? If so, list them. How would your life change if the divine answered your questions by saying, I have no intention of giving you insight at this point in your life? What would you do then? Isn't that kind of what they do?
Pretty much. I was going to say, boy, isn't that the common theme?
I was going to say, yeah, unless you go seek and learn how to do the Akashic records and go ask some questions, you know. That's what
I was gonna say that sounds like a riddle that they would give me.
Have you started to stop the meditation practices? So what are the reasons that you failed to maintain it? I just feel like we don't need to go so deep into meditation as they stress in a lot of the practices, because you just need to actually just close your eyes and relax. To me, that's like a walking state of meditation to me, you know. What spiritual...
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't meditated in a really long time.
Yeah.
And that's because I'm like walking meditation constantly. It just comes to me.
Mm-hmm. Are you... Okay. Where was I? Okay, have you started and stopped a meditation practice? If so, what are the reasons? Okay. What spiritual truths are you aware of that you do not live by? List them. Are you afraid of a closer relationship with the divine because changes might trigger you in your life? Spiritual growth is not for fearful people.
I understand that punching the air does nothing for them, but it makes me feel better. So I'll take it anyways.
Yeah? How you doing, Jenna? We haven't seen you for a while, hon. How's the baby doing?
Hello, Jenna.
Hello, Jenna.
It's meditation for me. Doing readings is a form of meditation for me. Reading is a form of meditation for me.
Listening to music.
Yeah, music is...
Showering is. It's very cathartic for me.
Mm-hmm.
music has always been... I don't know. They've always brought music to me. It's just what they do.
So Jack, when we were talking about what ray we came in on, okay, what I was taught was the 7 rays and the angels associated and stuff. But how much has evolved in the last 40 years? You know, we have crystal children coming in. We have rainbow children coming in. We have indigo children coming in. There's more rays than what we are being taught. So,
And we can come in actually on multiple waves.
because when I asked Jack what he saw when he went in and asked, and he saw a quartz crystal. So I'm sure that he came in on a crystal ray. Okay. But it's like, I was like meditating on that and stuff. There's more rays than what we know here. Just like there's more chakras than what we know, you know, like our earth chakra and everything above, you know. So it's music and walking for you, Jason. Running for you. Yeah. I know, Jack. I was saying earlier, this is like reunion night here.
Like, I've seen a rainbow, but it was made out of crystals.
So
I mean, it's
well, the chakra colors are colors of the rays, also.
mm-hmm.
And it was. This has been, I don't know. The rays have been talked about for centuries through many religions. And the rays are just energy fields of that.
It's like your aura, Jack. It's like your aura.
I did find some of the papers, Jack. I haven't sorted it through it yet. Okay, I'm warning everybody that everybody's going to get triggered a lot with fears and things now until the end of November really bad, okay? Because I pulled out a letter in amongst all these papers that I had written to myself that triggered me big time today. I had to pull out that old bubble and do all kinds of clearing of energy today. That was crazy. I said, wow, I thought I had already cleared all this stuff.
Until when? You said November?
Till the end of November, yeah.
Well, y'all, it's been real great. I'll see you at the end of November.
Yeah, that's what I said. I told Crystal, I said, I think I'm going to hibernate. I'm already doing that. So what are those rays? Why are they? Okay, so every color has an energy anyway. They have an angel attached to them, archangel. They have lessons. Like yellow is an intellectual color. Green is healing and prosperity and abundance. And pink is God's divine love. And red is a real deep love, but it's also passion and desire. And blue is protection and God's will. And yellow, green, yeah. Indigo blue is like a deeper spiritual color, and the violet is the highest in the physical body for the spirituality. The violet is also part of the this came up today too. Violet color is also a color that Saint Germain offered to give of himself so that we would have the ability to transmute our karma. There's all kinds of things attached with all kinds of things. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me pull in papers over here and see if I can find at least some of the chakra stuff or raise stuff.
What you breaking out, Joe?
I busted out my grand tableau tonight.
Oh, you forgot to give me that.
I did. You're right.
Oh.
We saw it. We should let the audience know we were. Casey and I we had dinner on Wednesday, so we live about 35 minutes from each other, roughly.
Yeah, about 50 minutes.
Okay, 50.
Lucky Duck's out there and
35 if my wife is driving. She'll just get there. She just, speed limits be damned.
I miss Colorado land. Oh my gosh.
I also found paperwork from the Harmonic Convergence back in 1988.
Trying to find my...
But it's...
oh, here we go.
I thought I had separated everything, but apparently it didn't. Here's some more stuff on chakras for Carolyn Miss. Wasn't this papers? But yeah.
Yes, Jack, all the colors and textures you see in people's auras, yes, they mean something.
Yes, they do.
So this is a true story. Somebody that Casey and I knew for a while used to do these grand tableau spreads. They look like a calendar. I'll show the webcam here. They look like this. Oh, they ain't gonna show through. Anyway, they kind of look like, oh, maybe. Anyway, they look like a calendar, but they're supposed to be a much deeper tarot reading. I used to charge $150 for a grand tableau. That's what I used to charge.
Thanks.
And then I also used to do a yearly one where I'd write out, it was about 2 to 3 pages, but I'd write out a whole year card spread. And that was back when we were doing it with whatever that woman's name is, that one group that we were doing paid readings for, Casey. What was that? That was a different, I forgot what that group was called.
I don't. That wasn't me. The only group I was in was Parker and Castle Rock.
No, the Facebook group. The Facebook group that I would go on.
Oh. Yeah.
God, well, I forgot what the name of it was. Anyway, they wanted me to do readings for free, and I'm like, I can't keep on doing readings for free. I'm sorry. It's just such an energy waste.
Okay, so here's some info. Here's one of them. The fifth ray. The green flame of truth, healing, consecration, and concentration. I need to get all these papers together. I found prayer for the healing of the bodies, mantras for angelic insulation. I found a bunch of stuff on the medicine wheel that my teacher had taught me. She had also given me some information on feathers. Here it is. The first ray, Sunday, blue and crystal flames of strength, power, protection, and the will of God. Each one of those rays represents something. The second ray, the golden flame of wisdom, illumination, and peace. The third ray, pink flame of God's pure divine love and adoration. Fourth ray, white flame of purity, resurrection, and ascension. Fifth ray, green flame of truth, healing, consecration, and concentration. Where is it? Let's see, that might be part of it.
KSAS. I'm not going to even try to say it out because it's going to say that I said something that I didn't say. So hey.
Okay. Here's another ray, gold ruby or purple gold, flames of peace, healing, grace, and ministration. Archangel Uriel and Archaya Lady Donna Grace. The violet flame of mercy, compassion, invocation, transmutation, and freedom. Sunday, blue and crystal flames of strength, power, protection, will of God. Yeah, I need to bring all this stuff together and we'll talk about it. I went through the paperwork and got everything that I think I needed. I've got the 12 Powers of Man. I think I'm missing one page out of that. Okay, so first ray, the color blue, which represents the will of God. Second ray, the golden color, which represents wisdom. Third ray, pink, God's love. Fourth ray, color white, represents purity. Color green, which represents the exactness of the law. Sixth color, the color ruby and gold, which represents service to life. Seventh ray, the color violet, which represents transmutation and freedom. Yeah.
All right, so I gotta address this one real quick. Snakes can be a protective symbol, or
And
they're a
heal.
warning that someone is deceptive around you. So you
Or
gotta pay attention on how it's acting towards you.
Exactly.
they're also a sign of spiritual transformation as a
Yeah,
snake sheds
Yeah.
its skin. You can also, I mean, it's just representative of a transformation.
yeah. And I was gonna say you really gotta pay attention to how it is and what it's doing.
Yep.
So like, for example, here's one page on the 12 powers of man. Uh,
And hello, Jamie. Welcome back, Judy.
so
Yeah,
that
I think
one,
I hit everyone.
which okay, this one is zeal, but it's also okay. Go do what you gotta do, Jack. I mean Joe. Jack.
Wrong person. All right.
Yeah. So I just need to go through. There's some more stuff on the rays, more broken down, and so I just need to go through and put all this stuff together.
Remind me next one of these weeks here. I'll bring out my grand tableaus for
Yeah.
everybody.
Here's I have stuff on bird feathers. I have 21 Lemurian concepts of energy. I have Native American prayers. What else? Where's that one? I just saw it. Where did I see it?
All right, I'm gonna log off for the night, guys. Everybody, have a good night.
You have a good
Have a
one.
good one.
Good night, Joe. I would have to ask, when you both went your separate ways, I mean, it wasn't out to hurt you, so that tells me there's no harm.
What are we talking about?
The snake thing.
Oh,
There's no harm really there. But when you first seen it, what was your reaction? That's what I need to know.
Hey, SAS.
Yeah, that's who I'm talking to.
Yeah. So yeah. What exactly were the snakes doing and what color were they?
And what was your reaction when you both went your separate ways? Like, what when you first seen it?
What happened to your friend JoJo?
Oh, she's here, Jamie.
I think she left. There's eels in the water.
Oh, yeah, no, she right by. Oh, yeah, she did right by. Oh, no, to Joe. She was on Joe by.
Oh. Well, we reacted the same way. We parted ways quickly. Yeah. So. Oh, she was asking. She can rewind back and listen to the chakras, hon. Yeah, I'll get more. Yeah, because look at the symbols in
I think they're there to tell you that that you're about to hit a transformation, and it's a pre-warning. Don't run from it.
yeah.
I got that very clearly. Don't try to run from it. You're gonna have to
I have so much information on the medicine wheel.
learn with it. I don't know how to explain it. Don't fear it. There we go.
Yeah. All kinds, pages and pages of information on the medicine wheel.
Jack, that's what I'm trying to say, Jack. Yep, there you go. Jack said it for me.
Your fear of shedding falsehoods. Yeah. Could be. See, Jack, that's why we need you on here. You have a lot of wisdom. Okay.
I don't know. Can't never hear his radio voice. I mean, hello.
You got
I
me.
almost forget what he sounds like.
Yeah. Jack got me started on this now. Okay. So, bird feathers, this is some of the stuff that she taught us, can be used in magic and associate with the element of air. can be used in standard in the east quadrant of a magic circle or by means for making incense around a sacred space. Many people burn sage and use a feather to fan feathers. Fan energies into proper balance by using the feather to trace the aura instead of trying to move it around with yourself. Close your eyes, sense the light, follow the swirl the feather, visualize the light energy smoothing out into an even level and a consistent color. Feathers have curative abilities and act as a tool for focusing power into the object. Okay, brings positive spirit energy into a situation. The spirit magic carried by our feathered friends can be remembered by observing their winged or their winged meanings, and there's a list of some of the meanings. Okay, blue jay feathers bring sunlight and daytime sky into dark places. Crow feathers are used for mourning. Eagle feathers symbolize the sacredness of all birds. They represent peace and are used by the healer to fan the patient when doctoring, thus blowing harmful energies to the etheric. Eagle feathers wafts our hopes and prayers to the lady and spirit of all things. Flicker feathers are used for protection and to maintain good health. Who was it that was talking about last class? Somebody was talking about, Joe brought up, he identified, Joe saw the flickers. Joe saw the flickers. Hummingbird feathers bring beauty, joy, and happiness to a situation. Hawk feathers are powerful for diagnosing illnesses in the body because the hawk is a strong hunter and brings understanding. Magpie feathers are for doctoring any illness. This bird is a natural scavenger. Magpies clean up the environment. His feathers will cleanse and purify a sick body. Now, I had somebody tell me that if you have a lot of magpies in your yard, there's usually some kind of legal situation coming up, whether it's signing a contract or having to go to court or something. If you have a lot of magpies hanging around, it's usually something legal. Robins are the first birds to return from migrations in the spring. Their feathers bring renewal and may be used to induce fertility. The robin feather found on the ground brings the arrival of news. Roadrunner feathers help to increase magical abilities of an instinctual nature. Scissor tail feathers stand for the sun and for directions are used to honor energy. Swan feathers represent grace, beauty, and goodness and symbolize marriage and love. Water bird feathers carry our prayers to the spirit above. Woodpecker feathers are used to cure gallstones. Yellowhammer feathers represent family. I watched a hummingbird gather spiderweb strands for its next today. Oh, very picky which strands it's gathered. Well, I'm sure they could see the energy on everything. You know, Jack? So, the 12-month Lemurian concept of energy. I thought this was good. Energy is all things, all thoughts, all existence in any form. Energy is time-free. Energy is vibration. Energy is vibration, and all forms of energy have a vibrational signature. Flicker, finch, no, I didn't see anything on finches. This is just be interesting to know, though. By altering the vibrational signature of energy, its very nature can be shifted. See, it's not talking about destroying it. It's talking about shifting the energy.
Or transmutation of the energy.
Yes.
I don't like destroying it because you can't.
Cannot destroy energy. Yeah. When vibrational signatures are altered, there is a waveform shift in the grids that send the shift throughout the entire grid. Energy is unlimited and immeasurable in its pure state. Because energy is unlimited and immeasurable, then the vibrational signatures that can be created are also immeasurable and unlimited. Vibrational signatures can be altered by individuals or by groups consciously and unconsciously. I have some books on animals also and what they represent and stuff too. I just don't know where they are right now, hon. I'll have to make a note to look those up. Okay, the focusing of energy and vibration is an act of collecting more energy into a smaller area of the grid. As the energy is moved, it creates a stronger wave pattern in the grid. While there is not a right or wrong use of energy in three-dimensional space, it can create discordant and uncomfortable responses from those in density. Therefore, while in three-dimensional existence, some rules must be adhered to in order to create the least amount of discomfort. What is created is always reflected back, even if it is also absorbed or in density intent can create great pleasure or great discomfort. Finch feathers are an omen of joy. The colors, songs, and behaviors of the finch make them a perfect representation of true contentment and cheer. Thank you, Jack. All creations and uncreations are subject to the vibrational signatures exerted by other energy. In other words, if a group creates a specific energy signature, then an individual may not uncreate that signature for anyone other than itself. Understanding and control of thought forms is important for energy beings existing in vibrational energy fields. More focused and intense thought forms override less focused and less intense thought forms. This is why emotions can be helpful in creating in the third dimensional plane. They can also be used to create your own discomforts. Certain vibrational signatures are more common to certain parts of the overall energetic grid. This is where we see vibrational level differences on planes of existence. Vibrational grids can overlap and vibrational signatures can be experienced in more than one grid or grid section. Sets of energy vibration signatures within grids and grid sections often occur in patterns with mild differences from one pattern to the next. These similar pattern sets may be repeated simultaneously or not in other areas of the overall grid. Energy beings are actually energy vibration signatures that have the capacity to self-alter. Because energy signatures of energy beings can be created in any place and in any form within the grid system, then signatures of all kinds can exist in unlimited parts of the grid simultaneously or not. Energy grids are an energy vibration and as such only exist by energetic association. Yeah. So what freaked me out was finding the book I was happy to find my stuff on the medicine wheel, but the paperwork I had from when I went to the harmonic convergence, that was back in, oh my God, 1987. I thought it was 88. Wow. Well, that would make sense because I think I separated from my first husband in January of 1987 and then went on my spiritual path. Yeah. Harmonic convergent trigger event, inflammation, and follow-up. I'm going to have to read through all of that. And see if there's anything we can use on here. So, yeah, I spent all morning going through stuff. trying to find some stuff because I wanted to find the Ray's stuff, and I wanted to find the 12 Powers of Man. So I did find most of that. I just have to find the rest of it. Yeah. And all animals have meaning, you know. It's just, where's my Stephen Farmer has a lot of information, a lot of books out on animals and stuff too. I wondered where Crystal went.
Yeah, I was too, but now I was thinking about something completely different. Blue, I went left. Squirreled.
I did squirrel. I squirreled.
No, I just went squirreled in my mind. Whoa.
Get out of here. Get out of my mind, Star.
I wish I was in your mind. I wasn't actually. I was in mine, and it just went, oh, wow, that shit just made sense.
You sure about that?
It made a whole lot of sense in the day that
That's
we're
a scary
talking about. Yeah. 2019 scary.
2019 scary.
Yeah, that's when I first heard it.
Gosh, I kept thinking everything. I kept thinking I started my spiritual growth in 88, but it was actually 87. That's awesome. Awesome. That would make more sense. It may have been, yeah.
So y'all excited for Pluto to move into Aquarius?
Hell to the oh! I mean, I'm extremely excited because, well, my Pluto naturally is in Scorpio, and I think it will do very well with my Aquarius. So,
I mean, worldwide. You know, there's going to be significant changes.
Oh, yeah.
and
They were,
the fact that Saturn's out of Aquarius, yeah.
Oh yeah, Saturn's over in Pisces now.
they're still
Yeah,
going
good luck to you.
So we've already seen some stuff going on with the banks. Okay, that was one of the predictions. There's going to be some.
Look, how long
So-
have I told y'all to take your money up out of that bank? I can tell you when.
I know.
So get this: the day that they vote on the TikTok ban, March 23rd. Guess what day Pluto enters Aquarius?
Oh my God.
March 23rd.
Yeah, because, well, I mean, you know, Pluto is, you know, obviously death and rebirth, the planet of transformation. I mean, it rules Scorpio, so, you know, death, the death card all day long. And then Aquarius is, you know,
We are free thinkers. We don't give a flying you know what.
well, I
We
know,
still
but it
gonna do
also
what we
has
want
do
to.
with- It also has to do with communal technologies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How funny is that? I was reading up on it earlier, and it was talking about communal technologies. I was like, nah. And they're talking about banning TikTok.
So what's going on for you, Jenna, on the 23rd?
Jamie, I gotta address this. Actually, are you talking about natal or Vedic? Because I guarantee you have Aquarius somewhere. It's either in natal or Vedic.
You mean?
Because I can feel it. I don't know what it is exactly. Oh, hold on. I'll tell you what it is.
Okay, you may not have something in Aquarius, but you have Aquarius. It's just that you're not dealing with aspects of that during this lifetime.
Yeah. Oh, natal. Look in Vedic.
I got a bunch of Aquarius. My South Node, my Mercury, and my third house. And something else. Oh, my moon. How could I forget that?
Bray, I have missed you. I love you.
Hey, Bray.
Hey, Bray.
So the Native American 10 Commandments: the earth is our mother, care for her. Honor all your relations. Open your heart and soul to the Great Spirit. All life is sacred. Treat all things with respect. Take from the earth what is needed and nothing more. Do what needs to be done for the good of all. Give constant thanks to the Great Spirit for each new day. Speak the truth, but only of the good in others. Follow the rhythms of nature. Rise and retire with the sun. Enjoy life's journey, but leave no tracks.
Bray, I'm gonna need a quote on what we had discussed. I'm gonna need those.
Drop the link, Casey. Come in.
Yes.
If you would like to.
And leave no tracks. That's just that.
You only ran one chart. You could use an encyclopedia of various charts to read Western Vedic houses, stellium, Chiron, part of fortune. Where did I get that? And would I like to reread that? You mean the?
Oh my God, Bray, what's the website that we use? It is fantastic. It gives you all of the above.
My Pluto is in the stellium basin, Virgo, grand mutable cross. AstroSeek. I use
Thank you, Bray.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
it allows you to do all of them at one time. Like you could do.
Okay, whatever it is, it's in my throat. It's getting worse.
You think?
It's wanting to be cleared.
Okay.
By the way, Bray, I finally saw it. I couldn't unsee it. I'm no longer there.
Oh, I still see what I'm on. We going. No, I won't.
So I think the lesson here, Jack, is to learn to detach from it. Well, which is what you're saying anyway. No F's anyway, you know. But to step back from the situation and be the observer.
I was gonna say, how are you messed up when if you have no, that means that you're no longer involved. You removed yourself.
But you're still, hey girl, but you're still reacting to the situation, Jack. You're still irritated as hell. I can feel it.
Oh, Bray, I love you.
I love you.
Love you too, girl. How you doing?
How you been?
I'm good. How have all you been?
Good.
Good. Good.
I'm peachy.
She split off the cracker for a little while, but I'm okay.
I think we all did. That's the energies. They've been a little bit hectic.
And it's
A little.
Well, I kept feeling like we were going to clear out all the stuff from last year till the end of April, and April's going to be moving into some new stuff. But March is bringing in all hell of a bunch of stuff.
March is when I was feeling like everything was going to pick up speed, and that it has. Hey, Jano.
Hey.
What's up, Gino?
Not much.
So how will Pluto affect Aqua Moon? Do I need a lawyer?
You're gonna need to put the knives away, lock up the knives, the paintbrushes, anything that you may do. Yeah, go ahead, get that lawyer. I already got mine on speed dial.
Yeah.
Look, Saturn left Aquarius, and I felt no more pressure.
Like I said, I went back and read that letter today that I had wrote to myself about my second husband and everything he had done to me. That triggered so much shit today. I said, I thought I dealt with all that. Boy, I was clearing away like crazy lady. Oh no. That might be. Yeah.
So what will happen at the end of April, Bray?
I'm interested in June and July. That's going to be the next pickup, I feel like.
Really? I've
I knew
been feeling
everything was going to
August.
be culminating in this time right now, and it's definitely culminating for me. I don't know about anybody else, but
I felt something's brewing August, like maybe the end of July, August. But it's like the beginning of Leo season, like something's woo.
some are purging still, but like some of the energy that I'm picking up was like people are it's moving very fast. Like things are very fast. You know what I mean? Whatever it is that you're applying your energy to.
Yep. Like you think about it and bam, it's there.
Yeah, like very sudden almost. It's almost
Yep.
like it's picking up speed and it's just kind of like going.
I
And
heard sudden surprise earlier, and I was like, huh? I don't like surprises. What surprise? And that's all I keep getting is sudden surprises.
Yeah, I feel summer is going to be big too.
I definitely concur.
Well, y'all heard about the mothership, right? The Pentagon, chief officer of the UFOs said there's a mothership.
Yeah, my son pointed that out. I went over there because after I had the MRI on Tuesday, I went over there and for his birthday and made him come outside to talk to me because I couldn't get up all the stairs.
Yeah.
And
They,
he
they
was
said,
telling me about that. He was showing me all the conspiracy stuff and he tells me, "Aren't you getting this stuff on your TikTok?" And I said, "No." He's been sending them to my copycat. I have a
oh,
copy.
it's been on the news. Even NBC reported about it. But they're saying that them sending probes to the Earth is highly likely.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's just another distraction.
I actually feel a lot of the stations are going to start next week here. Stuff is going to start appearing for a lot of people.
I felt it already started, so I mean,
Oh, yeah.
but I feel things way ahead of time.
Well, I was listening to one of the TikToks he sent me, and they were saying, "We are coming. We got permission from the Galactic Federation, and we are coming, and we're going to heal people that can't heal, and we're going to invite people up for tours of our ships, and it's like making friends with you, and reassuring us, and all this kind of stuff." And I said, just depends on which one is doing it, you know."
Shit, I'll pick a tour.
Please, no more probes.
I thought JoJo liked probes.
Hey,
No, my bad. That was Jack. My bad, JoJo. That was Jack.
are you talking about Uranus?
No, being probed.
You guys are crazy.
If they used like I don't know, a numbing gel or something, it probably wouldn't be so bad.
Hey, I do have some lidocaine, y'all. I do have some lidocaine.
Pass it around, Star.
Don't ask questions, okay? Don't ask questions.
I don't remember Wag the Dog, but you know what? When they were talking about water the other day, and I thought about the movie Solar Babies. That's an old movie. It's where they were controlling the whole world by taking the kids away from the leaders of different groups and putting them into like prisons and re-educating them, and they were suppressing all the water in the world, and this little ball of energy came from outer space and came to release all the water again. It's like, yeah.
What a trip. Bray, I saw that you put out a deck.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, see, that's what I was talking about. So when am I getting my quote?
Well, I kind of been pulled back. I've been working a lot of hours. You guys know that I do. I'm a nurse as well, so
Yeah.
I've been working on a lot of things. I've got a lot going on in my personal life right now. Good things, but nonetheless, it's kept me very, very busy. So when I say that things have, picked up speed, I really mean that. And I'm hoping to I'll be getting it out soon, though. I'm working on the video teaching of each card for the deck. So I'm going to do like a video one instead of like a book.
Nice. Is it an Oracle deck or is it a spin on the Classic Tarot?
It's a spin on Rider-Waite Classic Tarot, but I pulled out and just did all of the majors because I read with majors, and I did it at the highest octave possible. So I really, I can't take all the credit though. I worked with my guides on it, but yeah, I'm really excited to get it out.
Me too.
Last time you told me that, the first thing that popped in my head is you need to take some credit for that because we're all one. You're giving credit to something outside of yourself, which is actually a part of you.
Exactly, but the humbleness.
I know.
There's a such thing as being too humble too.
This is true as well.
I know.
Ray, you have a different energy from you. What is that?
Well, I quit drinking.
What is that? I can feel it, and it's poking at me like.
I quit drinking Monsters.
Okay.
So,
you did.
I'm pretty clean.
Yeah, Monsters were my favorite too.
So I'm not my spunky self, I guess you could say, I suppose.
No, it's not that. It wasn't bad. It was like something's poking at me like, hey. I don't know how to explain it.
Feels lighter.
Just feel it and you'll know.
I have totally quit eating meat.
That's another big thing is I feel like I felt that shift, like a bunch of people in the collective was going to start cleaning up what they consumed and things like that. And that's definitely happening too.
That's true.
Yep. That's made a lot of sense to me. Don't need to eat it anymore.
Yeah.
Well, now I do have a pretty good question for y'all now since eggs are, high. So, which one came first, the chicken or the egg?
The egg.
The thought.
The egg came out of a dinosaur and then it became a chicken.
I mean, it is pretty expensive, so I'm just saying. And there's no shortage of chicken that I've heard of. Just egg.
There was an avian flu last fall, and that killed off a lot of birds. But as far as I knew, the eggs went back down a little bit.
I will say I don't know. I don't buy eggs.
But there was something else. There was a big old scandal about the crap that they were putting in the chicken food. Chickens were laying from it, and then I was seeing people saying, "Hey, I switched my chickens to goats, and they're laying again." Or not goats, but goat food.
They started making their own chicken feed.
Yeah, some people did that too.
Their chickens started eggs again.
Yep.
Okay.
But they got a class action lawsuit going on against the makers of that chicken food.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, see, I don't watch the news, so I don't get all that.
Oh, I got it from TikTok.
I haven't had really a lot of time.
There's a lot of farmers on YouTube that are talking about it too.
Oh yeah, people were talking about it everywhere.
I've been hidden for a little while, y'all.
So I pulled a card.
Understandable. Oh, sorry.
I pulled a card for the summer. Citrine and Dandelion. Make a wish. Clearing comparisons and surrender to magic. So the citrine is calling in abundance. Okay, to welcome in abundance and joyful energy. It says we need to rewrite our dialogue around abundance. It is not something to manifest. It is a mindset. You are not lacking anything. You are infinitely abundant. What does this mean to you? How abundant are you in your life? So this stone has been watered down over time, and it's more of a material possession to some. If you need money, get some citrine. I think we're missing the point. If we need to make peace with attachments to finance and money themes through our past lives, we can have a healthy relationship with it. It says that the idea of abundance is not outside of you, but within you. It will seat yourself in your solar plexus to help you face any fear blocks around lack, abundance, and comparison. Comparison is the thief of joy. The stone radiates joy and happy, uplifting energy. Do not be the one to stifle your own happiness through feeling you need more. Take a look at what you have and refocus on gratitude. And dandelion was adamant. It was pairing with dandelion. Citrine was pairing with dandelion. From its flower and leaves to its healing root, each part of the flower has healing powers. They can make our bodies and souls feel rejuvenated. There are so many similarities with their medicines. Its yellow flowers, okay, bring warmth, happiness, and joy. It is a deep healer of emotional pain, offering support to citrine medicine, wading into deep-rooted patterns of lack and comparison. It helps to lift and energize after this emotional cleansing. Its energy oozes survival and independence. Dandelion grows in any soil through difficult living conditions. The medicine shows us that we can overcome all difficult moments in life. If the smallest, most humble plant can withstand great hardships rooted in the ground with such strength, so can you.
1 cup of the leaves is 535% of your daily potassium.
The dandelion flowers gives us an opportunity to make a wish and hope for something better to come. It's a blood purifier, too. When blowing the seeds as they carry wishes for you, we tune into youthful thoughts and connect with the child within, which is the element of this healing that lifts our spirit and soul. So that's for the summer. So what are we going to create? Even if these wishes didn't come true, they may still have time to come to life. It's not about the wish, really. It's about the action of surrendering to a childlike joy and magic. Yeah, dandelion root is awesome. All the dandelion is. You know, you make salads out of it. You can make tea out of it. Like I said, it's a blood purifier. It's good for the kidneys. It's a good diuretic. It purifies the liver, strengthens the liver. Yeah, it's good for all kinds of stuff.
But if you've got heart problems, I'd be careful about how much you ingest.
Yeah, golden seal. If you have heart problems, you shouldn't be taking that at all. So if anybody besides me has heart problems, stay away from golden seal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think I've asked you this. What works good for AFib? If you don't got no answers, it's okay. I'll look.
I'm trying to think the name of it. I have AFib all the time. What the hell? I have a bottle of it up here. I can't think of the name of it.
Oh, it's okay. No worries. You'll think of it later. Just text me whenever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an all-around good for the heart. Anyway, JoJo. There we go. All we need is Jack on here now.
What's
Yeah.
up, Brojo? What's up, Brojo?
There we go. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, JoJo.
What up?
Hey, JoJo.
All star. You're number one.
I know, with both fingers.
Do you have Cheyenne this weekend?
No.
Did the preacher show up?
Yesterday, yeah. Oh, yeah, he showed up yesterday and tonight.
Yeah.
Yes, Miss Jamie. You do finally get to hear my wonderful, lustrous voice. You know what they say about don't meet your stars, don't meet your heroes.
We have 2 ears for a reason too, Jack, and we'd like to hear you.
Yeah, Jack Wolfster.
Yeah, Jack.
Wolfster.
Wolfie.
Hi, Jack.
I'm starting to think you don't like it, yeah.
Hi, Jack. I think he's what? Still in a plane? Just kidding.
Hi, Jenna. I see you. Hi, Jamie.
Omega-3 for AFib. Oh,
Now, I will say this. One, Bray, I'm really proud of you for cutting out the monsters. I know they're addictive.
Oh,
and I
they
know
are.
that was tough to do. But
Oh yeah, big facts.
those drinks are terrible. Terrible for you.
There for a while, my synapses was open. I just was.
I mean, and don't get me wrong, I've woken up, I've told y'all stories about things, waking up half naked in a tree. That was largely due to Jaeger bombs, which is Jägermeister and Red Bull. So,
Good
you
time.
know, oh yeah.
Do you know what's in Red Bull?
The
It
same
gives
Bull
you wings.
sperm.
It gives you
monster?
wings.
I've heard that before.
What'd you say, Satan's sperm?
No, it actually has bull sperm in it. It's a fact. There's bull sperm in it.
Okay. I liked it better when you said
You're
it was
talking about the taurine,
I don't know
but
about
they
all that.
actually don't use that anymore to make for that.
almost forgot to take my.
Well, I heard in Oregon they put the Coke back in Coca-Cola.
See, now that I would be all about.
Coca-Cola?
So Jenna,
Recipe.
My God, that would increase my productivity 1,000%. I guarantee it.
Right? There's a reason that our grandparents walked 2 miles uphill in the snow both.
Yeah.
Jenna, this is what I'm using for Epstein-Barr and the CMD virus.
Jenna, how is a little bit anyway?
And hawthorn berry and barberry and omega-3s are all good for AFib.
I've been drinking that mushroom coffee, and I tell you, focus. Well, I'm focused.
I want to try it. I just started juicing. I mean, I haven't gone on a full juice diet yet because I got a mixture of protein shakes and then juicing and then salads and a protein during the evening. But I can tell you that it really did boost my energy level.
Oh, it does.
And I have to now. I'm on this absolute tear to get the house clean and purge everything in here. I've been through crates, boxes, those Rubbermaid tubs, all the stuff from my mom. And the thing is, I keep coming across stuff that's really, really painful to find out. And I'm just like, you know what? I don't even care. I loved my mom and dad. I did, but hey, we've all got our little issues to deal with. And I was like, you know what? They're gone. They're not here anymore. There's not a thing I can do about it. It's time to clear this space and make it mine. It's time to make my space energetically match me. And since I feel so much better, I'm just like, okay, it's got to go. Everything must go.
Nice. The astrological New Year's coming up too, and that's always something that seems to happen, is that you get that feeling, that want to purge feeling.
Yeah. Oh, I'm ready. Well, the thing is, I've got stuff here that, I mean, I'm not going to use tax records from 1984. I don't need crocheting needles. And I think butterflies are bad or anything, but I really don't need, a billion little butterfly decals and butterfly candles and butterfly. No.
You can send the crochetos to me.
Okay. You know what? Hit me up on Facebook and send me your address, and whatever I got, it will be sent to you. And there's some things I'm keeping. I've got my mom's original Singer in the in the tabletop sewing machine, you know. And that I'm going to keep for sentimental reasons. But there's other stuff that I'm just, I just do not need, do not want. It has got to go. I
I'm
won't.
proud of you for doing that, JoJo, because that's tough.
Yeah. After I found everything I did last year, I did not want to get back into it. Because, I mean, there's some very, you know, I went through some dark stuff as a kid, and it was because of my parents. And as I'm going through this stuff, I keep finding little, you know, nuclear bombs of information that I just really didn't want to know.
I remember when you found your birth certificate and had to change your whole astrological identity.
It did. I mean, the only thing that didn't change was my sun sign. Everything,
Right.
well, my Venus sign stayed the same.
I think you're okay. You're a Pisces Venus, right? And an Aqua Moon.
Well, my Aqua Moon, Cancer Venus.
Oh,
but
I knew you were
my moon sign changed, rising sign changed, and I mean just about everything else.
Yeah, and wasn't it just from AM to PM?
Yeah, and I mean it was a radical change.
I remember you trying to digest all that.
Send me your address. I will send you an absolute thermonuclear arsenal of butterfly stuff.
So when I lost my house in 2007, I had 4 10 by 15 storage units. Now I have none. The secret is just slow and easy. You know, it's just time consuming, you know?
Yeah. The problem is I have to be really careful about what I'm throwing away.
I know.
So far, in going through all of that stuff, I found some things that I wanted to do. And I've found money. Like I've found about $250 in cash so far.
Woohoo!
That stuffed away in books and old cards and, you know, wallets and just, ugh. And that's the problem. You know, part of me wants to just chunk it and throw it all away. But there's, I don't know, there's a greedy little mole inside my mind that says, no, there might be a 1954 quarter in that stupid little coin purse over there buried under 15 boxes. And so I've had my own, the twins have been arguing for days now. It took me a while to pick that entire project back up though, because I mean, it's been an emotional roller coaster. And, you know, I'm sitting here in this house by myself, and it's just, oh. But I will be glad to get it done. I've got 11 boxes left between the attic and what's in the house. And then once I get all the attic cleaned out, I'm going to put my stuff, you know, use that storage space for me and put some of my stuff up there. And then I'll start cleaning the garage. I'll get back to working, get back to painting, finish the deck, do all the things.
You can't tell me after going through all that and everything that I went through that we are not clearing out levels and levels and levels of past life stuff too.
It is. I mean, well, I know it's a lot of, you know, personal baggage. I mean, I've already been through a lot anyway, and I've learned how to deal with it. But especially after I started juicing, and all of a sudden, I just came up with this burst of energy that I really didn't have anything to do with, and I was like, "That's it. I've got to cleanse my space. I got to make this house mine, and it's all mine." You hear that, Star? It's all mine, even the tub.
The tub has feelings too, so do not speak for it. Our tub has feelings. Do not forget its feelings. Okay.
Jack said to check the serial numbers on those bills also.
Yeah, I do, Jack. I watch for serial numbers and I watch for star bills. If y'all have ever heard of those, the star dollars are
few and far between.
Do what now?
Few and far between. Good luck on finding one.
Yeah, they're rare, but they are out there. I mean, you'll find
Yeah.
old currency that has a star on it and new currency. But what it is, it's a bill that, for whatever reason, has had some kind of defect found on it. And so the mint collects it, takes it back in, and instead of destroying it, if they can fix whatever it is, they'll fix it, and they put a little star after the serial number. And so if you find a dollar bill, 1, 5, 10, 20, 50, 100, whatever, that's got a star at the end of the serial number, ooh, hang on to it.
I found a quarter that has a star on it. It's old.
But yeah, there's just tons of stuff. I mean, I've got, like I'm saving. Okay, I got a bunch of old Playboys. I'm saving all those.
Mm-hmm. Bet you are.
But
I was about to say, let's think about how that came out.
it's not just for the hand-to-gland combat, okay?
And
It's because it's because, you're talking about some of the Playboys. Well, one of them is the first one with Marilyn Monroe in it. But there's some older ones in there too from my grandfather and my father. And I mean,
are the pages stuck together?
No.
Oh,
I mean, you got to understand, my mother is the one that saved all of these.
Oh.
So. But I've got old Barbie dolls. Some of them still in the box.
Those would be too.
Exactly. So it's not like I can just rip through it and just purge everything that's there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I have to sift through every single piece and see what I've got, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to donate, what I'm going to sell, what I'm going to keep. What needs to be gone in the trash, what needs to be burned.
That might be interesting for the Barbie dolls.
Yeah, I imagine the Barbie dolls will be worth a good bit. We got several copies of the Memphis Register where like Elvis died, and then different news events.
Hold up, JoJo. You say Elvis, huh? You want my address?
Do you want it?
If you don't know, me and Elvis, we're just on different life paths
I know
right
all
now.
about the king.
But
I've had to draw him times. Him and a couple of sitting presidents and the prime minister of Japan. So
no, I'm just saying we're on different life paths right now. Had I been born in that time, you would be saying Priscilla who?
I mean, I'm a music fan. Don't get me wrong, and he did some great stuff. But if there's any Elvis music that I like, it's probably the earlier work. The more rebels, bluesy, where rock and roll came from, kind of work.
Y'all don't step on JoJo's blue suede shoes, okay?
I'm all shook up.
Yeah, it'll get him all shook up, okay?
I don't. I think I own maybe two pairs of dress shoes. I really don't know them. Most of what I own is leather tennis shoes, and boots. I don't know that I would wear blue suede shoes.
Ain't nothing but a hound dog.
Well, Elvis and I would have definitely been on different bowling teams, probably in different bowling leagues.
Joe is a bowler.
Yeah, hey.
Joe that was on here earlier, he's a bowler.
Yeah, 6 pound overthrow. You can do that.
Yeah. This thing keeps whistling. It's driving me nuts.
What, your canola?
Yeah. It got a little bit of water in it in the shower. Now it whistles.
Bray's got something on her
Cannula?
mind.
Is that how you say it? Cannula?
I don't know what they're called.
Yeah, it's a nasal cannula.
Cannula.
Come on now, you know down here in the deep south, we got our own way of pronouncing things.
Canola.
This way,
I don't think.
dark blue silk suit, Jack said.
What?
Are you still looking for a house, Jack?
All right, who has something on their mind? Like they thinking about it intensely right now.
Usually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's
You're talking to the
enough.
strangest collection of intellects on the internet right now. Everybody is
Yeah,
something on
but
their mind.
no, I mean they're intently like focused in on this. When I can feel that we there.
I know I'm focused
They're
on,
in there.
I'm focused on this house and all the crap I've been going through. I've been
Yeah, but we've
dead.
heard you talk about that. No, they're not talking about it. They're being quiet about it.
No, well,
I mean, not sure what it is.
So
But,
does it need to be the mountains, Jack? I would,
oh, hello. It's Jason. Never mind.
I
Jason,
would
you asshole.
check in Elbert County. Along Highway 25 in Elbert County, between Colorado Springs and Lyman. Aww.
I did look up some spots in Colorado, Miss Casey.
Did you?
Yeah, there are some fun fishing areas. I mean, obviously there's plenty to do up there, and there's plenty of things that are legal. But I don't know. I'm still not good. Snow is still a 4-letter word to me.
Missouri's legal too now. But they get snow. But the Ozarks are beautiful.
I'm thinking warm. I mean,
oh, it's hot in the summers.
Albuquerque.
And they got hellbenders. Giant salamanders.
I think
I'm not too worried about the wildlife unless it's in water. I do like to fish, but
It's what
there are other hobbies. There's other
hellbenders
things.
are completely aquatic and they're nocturnal, but they're giant salamanders. They're like 2-3 foot long.
Right.
Big old monster things. They're, I think, the second largest amphibian in the world. First largest being the I believe it's the Chinese salamander.
I
I
feel
don't know.
like
I'm not.
Jack has come back as he is.
I'm not too worried about the lizards. It's more, can we fish there? Is there
Yes.
a state income tax? You know,
not
are there are women dressed in dental floss there a goodly amount of the year?
sometimes. Now, do they
yeah,
have
see,
all their
sometimes.
teeth?
Well, anything's got to be an improvement from this place. Trust me on that.
There's lots of snow bunnies in the winter, so don't always have the strings on, but they got a lot of snow bunnies.
Well, it's just what I'm comfortable with is nice warm weather. I mean, you never know. Maybe a colder climate would do me good, but I'm more prone to beaches and docks and
I would
late.
check. Southeastern Colorado doesn't get as much snow, and it's warmer during the summer. And there's a lot of farming areas down there, and yeah, and and there's some places down there that'll give you some land if you start a business down there.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah, there's a lot of different factors. It's going to be a couple of years before I can actually do anything. But
Yeah.
once I'm
Maybe
I was
not
looking.
I think
Man,
yeah, I think it may get done faster than you think.
no, I know I'm ready to finish this place up, and I mean, I love this house, but I just don't like all the crap that's in it.
I know.
But as soon as I can get financially free, yes, I will be leaving here. This place feels highly unwelcome to me now. You
You see,
believe that a whole community of people that don't appreciate the JoJo. That actually is.
Lives in Galveston, Texas. She lives on the water and fishes every day.
Oh, nice.
It looks like Bray probably went to sleep.
No.
You have a good night, hon.
Take care, Miss Bray.
Good day.
Love you, Bray.
Love ya.
We all love you, hon.
Text me when you're not busy.
So does anybody have anything they want to talk about spiritually tonight?
Y'all check me. Lord, check me.
We still need
What
to.
about forgiveness?
No, I need no,
Yeah.
not yet. I need someone to check me real quick. Just scan.
Oh, okay.
Girl, I keep seeing you got something in the same spot I got in the throat area.
Okay. I was gonna say, why do I feel like something? Okay, never mind. Because I didn't notice it until I seen yours, and then I started feeling the same thing, and it was like it just attached to me. I don't know. That's weird.
I see a little yellow spot. Have you been having headaches
Ah,
on the left hand side?
yeah.
Just under the skull back here. See a yellow spot.
Mhm.
And then I see that little dart or whatever right here. Ooh, that hurts on me. So that's what's been hurting. Yeah.
Yes, we gotta clear those.
I sleep in a scene of vision on white light with a man, long hair, beard. The light was flashing. Yeah. I think it's very important for all of us to stay grounded.
I have 3 anchors of crystals from my root to the ground. And I still don't feel grounded. That's not normal.
Are you grounded into the earth chakra?
Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't know how to explain it.
Well, look at what you're going through too, hon.
But it's like an up level at the same time. I don't know. Cheyenne's even doing it.
But who was your security?
Hmm?
Who was your security for most of your life?
Yeah, but now I'm everybody else's.
Jack says there's a male shadow behind you, 5'10-ish, 28 to 32 years old, waist jacket, Levi, neatly dressed and groomed. Nevertheless, he is a shadow.
Hmm.
Are you talking about Star, hon?
5'10",
Yeah. 5'10".
28 to 32. Is it Zach? That'd be my cousin. Or no, he was tall. Never mind. That'd be Zach, cause my uncle was older.
Star.
What the heck does Zach want? Because that's my second cousin. My cousin was his dad. What's he want?
So, Star, did your, I hate to ask this. Did your
Go
mom's
ahead.
did your mom's liver fail?
No.
Because
You want me to tell you what happened?
yeah.
Scorpio moon.
Uh,
She wasn't gonna let the cancer be the reason she got taken out, so she controlled it. She opted for the shot.
she opted for a shot.
Mm-hmm. Because she was still in her. She told him, "I'm still in my right mind. It's still my body." And it's not gonna win. I'm still in control. So the cancer, technically, it might have got just her body, but it didn't get her.
So she went out on her own terms.
She went on her own terms, and it wasn't the cancer.
Because the night before she went, I kept seeing liver problems and
It was everywhere
yeah.
within 4 days.
Jack says it looks like
Look.
your door.
Well, I don't know what to tell him. Tell him there's the door he can exit. It's not like he's ever came to visit me before. What's he want now? I know what happened. Oh, hell no.
SAS says she's a real estate agent in the Galveston area. I can help you find a place to rent or buy if you need me to.
Nice.
I got. Mm-hmm.
Jojo would probably like it down at Taos, New Mexico, but there's still snow. That's an artist colony.
Well, Star, I'm sorry that happened, but I'm glad she was able to do it on her own terms.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew she was going to, but see,
How did you?
I didn't go. I didn't go
Yeah.
because I already knew what was going on. I forced my dad and brother to go.
How's your dad taking it?
Well, he said it should have been him, not her. I mean, a whole lot of shit that, you know. You just have to live with it. I don't know what to tell him.
Yeah, I know.
He did say something that shocked the hell out of me, though.
What did he say?
Well, I kept hearing, remember forever the 365? I thought it was Dad, and because when he got out of the hospital, it was technically 365. The date added, like it was 3rd month, 6th day, and it was 2021. I thought that's what that was. No, it wasn't. February 14th, Mom was diagnosed. Well, March 11th was technically when she passed. So after 365, I kept hearing 366. And I'm like, what the heck does that even mean? Well, when you do the math, she outdid the year. And then the all 4 seasons They got to go all 4 seasons. I couldn't figure out all 4 seasons. I figured it out. But, I mean, Dad has moments. Mom left him with instructions.
She left him instructions.
Yeah, I mean, she left me with the more in-depth instructions, but
Yeah.
like on how to pay the bills for him. But he is to take Cheyenne everywhere that she told Cheyenne that they were going to go on vacation, and anytime that she wants or needs anything, he is to get it. I mean, the list goes on, and yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to watch somebody go through that. They gave my mom 3 to 6 months to live, and she didn't even live the 3 months. She was so bad.
Well, he did say, which granted, he was drinking, you know. But I mean, he said it sober too. But he said he didn't think that if it wasn't for me, she wouldn't have made it. To
As long as she did.
yep. And I just looked at him. I was like, but she couldn't have gone the how she did either, because I wouldn't have. If I would have been down there, she wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Because when she was in the ICU, when her blood pressure was like 5 over 0, literally, they brought her back, I don't know, 2, 3 times. When me and Cheyenne went down, her blood pressure went, woo, right up. I mean, energy is real. Energy happens. You get the right people in the room. Yeah, I mean, stuff can happen.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
yeah, I mean, I knew that if I was down there, she wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Because she sat here and said, she kept telling my grandmother, Sherry's drowning. That's my aunt. My aunt's been gone since 2013. I'm going, Mom. And she just looked over at me. And I was like, mm-hmm. And I could slowly feel fluid building up, and I'm like, okay. Okay. And then she looked at me, she said, you're going to have to breathe for me. Huh? Breathe for you. Yeah, you're going to go to the hospital. And she said, yeah, I want to. I said, okay. So I made Dad and Kevin take her. But had I not, they both would have been mad that they weren't there.
Yeah.
Because I've been here.
Oh, yeah, you've been doing all the...
Yeah, but my brother, my brother works, he takes care of the farm. He does a whole lot of stuff. I mean, I get that.
I know.
But he would have regretted it, and I didn't want my brother living with that regret.
Don't they have to move from the farm too, though?
Oh, let me tell you what happened with that. And I met I met the gentleman yesterday, and let me just say this: he ain't gonna make it here in Roane County, if you know what I mean. He's a prick. I pulled in because I forgot that the preacher, his church, had got a little sandwich tray thing, you know. And I had done left where, you know, the little town, whatever. He called, and I was like, I forgot, you know, just meet me at the farm. That's what I say. I've said it for almost 34, like, okay, no, 34 years is how long we've been on that farm. Because I'm 34. So, it becomes a habit after a while when you're like, oh, okay, well, no big deal. Just meet me at the farm, just right up the road here. He comes outside. He's like, oh, what's going on? I turn around, none of your business. Who are you? He's like, I just bought this place. I've been farming this place for 34 years, so I'm pretty good. I'm pretty sure I know every inch of it. Do you? Oh, I was mad. He came out cocky. And my brother just signed a lease for a whole new year, so I don't know why he was even concerned.
So he's not going to make you guys make a move?
Oh, not immediately, but I mean, my brother signed a lease for a year, but we're not allowed to use the barns or anything. But guess who built those?
Who?
The original owner did, and then as they have started to fall, my brother said, then the boards that I put on them will be coming off of them. Good luck on your barn.
Damn. I don't blame him though. If I put work on a property and then they ain't gonna let me utilize what I've already worked on, I wouldn't feel.
Well, his reaction was, so you knew the old lady that lived here? I was like, she was more like my family, and I knew her husband. Oh, wow, y'all been here that long? I'm 34. We've been here 34 years. Who are you? Oh, you bought it off the niece that came in and stole it? Oh, okay. That thinks that you plant hay? You plant it? Honey, go back inside. Go back inside. That's all I can say. Go back inside. Go back inside.
My goodness.
And I mean, he thought, well, I thought maybe that there was going to be a party. If there was going to be a party, my brother's got a lease for a whole year. What's it to you?
Well, I'm glad y'all get to lease it a little longer at least.
Rudy, how are you? I'm telling you, this is reunion.
It is. Happy St.
Already.
Pat's.
How's
But
married
yeah,
life, hon? How's married life?
Y'all, I'm chasing the pot at the end of the rainbow.
oh, my pot is getting fuller because
Not the pot of gold, the pot.
no. let me tell you, I woke up and I heard it, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna let it slide. But I'm gonna tell y'all what I heard this morning when I woke up. It is the beginning of your justice. Now, I've been pondering on that one all day.
I'm trying to get back into my drawing. I haven't been doing it since I came down sick. I want to work on an oracle deck.
Anybody else got any input on what that could mean?
On the beginning of your justice, it's your time, girl.
But it's just the beginning.
So it's time for the three of us to get together and do some remote viewing together.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
What do you want to remote view?
What it is that my justice may be.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I can remote view your justice. I could probably look at it. I need to clear my energy and stuff, though.
Here's what I need.
Yeah, why do I?
Remote
Why
view
do
my
I?
house and tell me if there's anything else left here to find.
Like, oh, whoa.
There's
Are you
something.
talking about? Wait a minute. Are you talking about something that you don't want to find?
No, I'm talking about things I do want to find. You know,
Oh,
cans of gold coins or
There's something there because as soon as you said that, I felt. You know how you focus in on something. It's like
yeah. I felt
the
something.
television, and I saw it focus in on something. There's something in there you need to find.
yeah.
Is there an old pot? I don't know if it's really a pot though. Hold on. The best way I can explain this is my mom and dad used to have one when I was little. I remember because it broke and I jumped down in it and I cut my foot. Look, long story. I went to hospital. Anyways, the old glass. They were tall. Coca-Cola coin, like a piggy bank, but they were the like 3 foot tall.
A Coca-Cola piggy bank?
I'm just telling you about how big this thing is.
I mean, there's all kinds of Coca-Cola products. Coca-Cola company has put their brand label on just about everything under the sun.
Okay, there's something significant with one of them. There's something in it. Why do I feel like there's like money stuffed in it? Oh,
Make sure you put them in a separate box because Coke collectors will go nuts for those.
Yes, they will.
yeah, but I feel like there's money stuffed down in one.
There's something though. I felt it zero in on something. Nothing specific, but it zeroed in. So there's
Well,
something.
I can tell you this. There's, okay, I have my grandfather's safe. And yes, Sass, I saw your thing about Beaumont. Sorry to hear that, but I can tell you this, the check's clear. I have my grandfather's safe. This safe is from the early 1900s. I think it was built in 1908, 1909. And he got it from a big time construction company or whatever. And he had the combination on the safe changed. Well, the company that changed the combination had a 5-digit phone number. And so when my grandfather passed away, we had the last known combination that my father and my uncle had. But either it doesn't work or the safe itself is broken. Now, the safe itself is an antique. So I don't want to destroy the thing. And I haven't gotten a safe key lock company out here to look at it yet. I will. But I'm trying to figure out if that's going to be worth it because it's probably going to cost me about $500 or $600 just to get inside that safe.
You know what I got? I got a, those tins, they had cookies in them, but most people have sewing kits in them.
Yeah,
They're like
one of those.
I got
blue.
a ton of tins.
Okay, there's change in some of those, or one, at least one.
Yes, I do collect coins, or I've got a pretty extensive coin collection, so I save all of those. The problem is my grandfather was a big treasure hunter. I cannot tell you as a child, my parents did whatever, so I spent a lot of time with my grandparents, and my grandfather's the one that did the woodworking and taught me that, and he was big into treasure hunting. So he would drag me along with a shovel, and the amount of holes I dug was just it just was not countable. And the thing was, my grandfather actually found stuff. He was a big believer in dowsing rods and pendulums and
Oh my God.
spiritual things of that nature.
We were just doing that yesterday at my mom and dad's house. I swear. I was like, watch y'all. I'm going to show you where the septic system is. There's 2 of them here. Watch.
Yeah.
They didn't believe that I could do it.
Well, he believed it quite a bit. And the thing was, he found several things in his lifetime. I mean, he found caches of, old silver dollars that were buried in the ground. Because back in the day, people did not trust banks. They would hide stuff in their house or put it in safes, or they would bury it or whatever. And so, since that was one of his hobbies, he did manage to find several things. So I'm very curious to see what would actually be in the safe. And yes, Jamie, I do have a stethoscope, and I've tried everything under the sun to get into that. I still had the combination, and I've got stethoscope sitting right next to it. And everybody that comes in the house, I'll tell them the story about it. And I'm like, if you open that safe, I'll give you 10% of whatever is actually inside. Whatever we sell it for, you get 10%.
On my way.
But bring it.
Just kidding.
People have been trying for years. Uh-oh, Star got kicked.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's that. I've got old tins. I've got old Coca-Cola stuff. I've got, just an arsenal of stuff here. I mean, not even an arsenal, an avalanche. Because when my mother passed away, she went rather quickly. Like, she went to the doctor with pain. 2 weeks later, they found out she had cancer. And then about 8 weeks after that, she was gone. Yeah. So, I mean, it was just boom, 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 you're out. And her house threw up on us. And I had 2 storage units for a couple of years and have managed to weed it all down into what I've got left here. Excuse me. But it's covered me up for way too long. And now that my ex-wife is gone, she's been gone now about 5 years. And, my father's now passed, and y'all know a little bit of that story. And so now that everybody's gone, I don't have any brothers or sisters. I don't have any kids. I'm single, free, good-looking, talented, obviously modest, and I'm ready to make this place mine.
Is there a wood?
Modest what?
Is there a wood desk?
There is a wooden desk at my stepmother's. It's a drafting table that my father made.
It's 11:11 here.
They just reminded me, and I don't usually remember a whole lot. I remember some people's because they stand out, but yours, I'm being reminded. Remember I asked you if your dad had
There's something in that desk.
Metal, oh my God, what are they called? People, help me out here. Like metals, like
awards or something.
Yeah, but it's like I see him on like a you know how like you get a Purple Heart when you're in the Army, or you get, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like metals. I keep seeing metals in that lockbox. It could have been what they were telling me about that when I told you about
inside
metals.
You mean in the safe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a possibility. I had it weighed when we had to move everything, and because they, measure the weight, especially when you're moving a lot of stuff like that, they'll measure the weight of it to find out what you're shipping, what you're moving, all that. And that safe weighs approximately 70 to 80 pounds heavier than what it's supposed to be. So there's something in there. If my grandfather had it, I'll find out. I will get it open at some point in time. Maybe I'll do a live YouTube stream and go Geraldo with it.
WD-40 and a sledgehammer.
Well, the problem was here's the thing. you can't just go busting into it. For one, the safe itself is actually an antique. It's valuable in itself, so you don't want to damage the safe. Two, if the safe has to be damaged to get it open, I got to have somebody that can fix it. Three, the safe once belonged to a construction company and my grandfather, both of which used dynamite. So I don't want to just go banging on the thing or welding on it.
Hold up. Maybe the metal I'm seeing is a bomb. Please do not hit it.
No, that's
Do
what I'm
not
saying.
hit it. You could move the pin. Do not. I repeat, do
I
not.
doubt very seriously that there's something like that in there, but
I know,
I
but
was joking anyway.
okay, but I kind of am, but not really. Please don't go hitting it.
oh, I'm not. I mean, like I said, I have the last known combination. I have stethoscopes, and there have been all kinds of people over the years. My grandfather passed away maybe 11, 12 years ago.
Well, it wouldn't make a lot of sense to put a bunch of WD-40 on it and then use a sledgehammer anyway. So
Yeah. Well, WD-40 is not flammable, so I mean, part of its use originally was it's a flame retardant and to keep metal from rusting.
So originally it wasn't even for what it's for. And it stands for water displacer number 40, Formula 40, because it was the 40th formula that they tried whatever they were making whenever they created it.
They were it was for actually originally it came from NASA. The engineers were trying to come up with something to put on the outside casing of rockets and solid rocket fuel engines.
Somebody's trying to call me.
There's a lot here, and so if y'all are going to remote view, I'm gonna tell you, I got a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, beautiful townhouse. Ironically enough, even though it's a townhouse, it sits on a full acre of land. There's all kinds of stuff here, and it's my job and my current curse to sit here and go through every single bit of it, every piece of paper.
It's not a curse.
What the hell?
It's driving me slowly insane. I mean, I'm sure somewhere universally there's some karmic, reasoning behind this. There's a reason why I have to sift through all this crap.
Because now is the time that everything that is old we're supposed to be letting go. Now is the easiest time to let it go.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's having me go through this stuff, and some of it's quite emotional. I can tell you that.
Yep.
But and some of it good, some of it bad. I mean, I've got all my stuff from a kid. When I was a kid. Star Wars bed sheets and curtains, all of my Star Wars stuff. I've got Weeble Wobbles and the little tree play set from when I was a kid. I've got my original Mr. Potato Head with the pipe and the little what do they call that stuff? The little mustache was made out of. It wasn't velvet, it was felt mustache. I've got that in the box.
That's probably worth money too.
Yeah, I've got my original. And I've got a ton of comic books. So I've been a collector since I was a little kid. Now, some would call that a pack rat syndrome, and that was hereditary. I mean, my people from both sides, my maternal and paternal families, were pack rats. The difference is I only collect good stuff. They collected junk. My grandfather had 800 baby jars, just in case you need to put some screws or something in it.
Oh,
And so
come
he
on.
had
Now you
he
know
had
damn good and well that those are good stuff to them. So
right. That's good stuff to them. But
Yeah.
when he passed away and I inherited it, what I got was 800 baby jars full of air.
well, you
Old
can get some
air.
Felicity stuff now.
Again.
Well, people sell farts in those things. Make a lot of money out of it. You
So,
can nail the lids to a board and then screw them on there and carry all kinds of shit in it.
so the stuff that you have on a scale of 1 to 10, how much you want to hold on to it? Whatever you don't want to hold on to it, start selling it off now
Yep,
Right.
it's purging season.
Well,
and put it to a fund for
precisely. I've got my stuff put away where it needs to be. But it's all of this other stuff that I got from my grandparents and my great grandparents and my mom and my dad and whatever. I mean, I'm still in, obviously
both my
on the outs with my stepmother.
yeah.
And I had no idea what I'm going to get there because she just keeps chipping away. I mean, she was only with my father for the last 7 years of his life and doesn't seem to understand that, she was stepmother number 3. Her son is step sibling number 9, and she was romantic interest, I think, number 9 or 10 for my father. So she was obviously in that for the money, or she would have never changed the will, which would have handsomely taken care of her anyway. So, but no, now the courts are honoring her version of the will. So, I don't know. That's why I was asking earlier about forgiveness. You were bringing up what we should do about, or what we could talk about that was spiritual. I'm trying to figure out how to let stuff go. I mean,
Ask your guides.
So,
Is
Well,
this worth hanging
what
on
you are
to?
doing with forgiveness, what you are doing is saying, I'm letting go of this because I'm no longer willing to carry it. It's not for the other person, it's for you.
Exactly.
right.
So,
Well,
and one of the things that I say, I have one person that I have troubles forgiving. I am willing to forgive this person, but I don't know how. Show me how.
right.
I ask. I'd like do the shadow work on it. Is it worth forgiving? Is it worth hanging on to? Am I willing to forgive it? If I forgive it, am I going to be in a better place? Will it benefit me? What am I holding on to? What am I gaining by holding on to it here? How is it
Right.
affecting me? I do the shadow work on it.
Well, and I've done a lot of that, and as I go through things, I come across stuff where it is hurtful, it is painful, and the big thing that stands out to me in all of this, and it's part of the reason why I'm doing so much purging, besides the fact that I want my house to look nice, is yeah, that was my mother. Yeah, that was my father. Yes, these are my grandparents or whatever. But these people are dead. They're gone. And if I come across something that's wrong, mainly from my parents, there's nothing I can do about it. They're gone. Why would I hold on to, that kind of turmoil or whatever? But it's definitely been a process in going through all of their belongings, to find this stuff and figure out, okay, what do I want to keep? What do I need to sell or donate? Can give new life, and if it'll help somebody else out, or just throw away. Nobody needs the bank records from 1984.
No,
They just don't. I mean,
not
Right?
those account.
Those would be good to burn, I think. But
yeah,
yeah, it is a process, and as you go through it piece by piece, you're going to have those emotions, and then that's a chance for you to heal, to sit with that emotion and feel the way that it makes you feel, and then to appreciate it and be gracious with yourself, be kind to yourself, be easy on yourself. That was something
listen, you're exactly right. And I'm trying to be kind to myself because let me tell you, going through all this crap is a lot like shadow work. It sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's worth it, but oh my God, it's just a big old bag of stupid.
Jojo, I had to do it with both my grandparents and then my other set of grandparents, which was my mom's parents divorced when I was before I was born, and they got with other people before I was born. So I was raised with two sets of grandparents from her. I never knew my dad's side. I did it with when my stepdad died. We had to go through all that stuff. I did it when my ex died. I've done it time and time and time again, and it doesn't get any easier. And it's different with each person that has passed. Right. But and then most recently, it's been with Dan's stuff. And the worst part of that was getting my mom to let go.
Do you have I know with my parents, what's been hard about that was I've come to figure out that my parents, honestly, I think they resented me because, and I know that my parents loved me. Don't get me wrong. Not like they abused me or anything. But, well, I say that my father did break my nose when I was 8. But they looked at me as a product of a mistake that they made. You know what I mean? And it was like my mom, I compare it to my ex-wife. I've had cats. I've had cats my entire life. I love cats, right? And I know how to take care of cats. And my ex-wife wanted a cat of her own because the cats that we had were obviously my cats. They kind of latch on to one human. But my ex-wife she said she wanted a cat of her own. What she actually wanted was a cute little kitten to play with and to show off to friends. She didn't want to clean litter boxes. She didn't want to go to veterinary office visits. She didn't want to care for a cat, an actual physical being. She wanted the prize of, having something little and cute. That's kind of the way
too, Jojo.
That's kind of the way that my mom was with me. I'm born right in the baby boomer generation, right there in the early 70s and late 60s, early 70s. And I was cute. I was absolutely adorable. Still am, as a matter of fact. But I was real cute as a little red-headed angel. And about 7, 8, 9 years old, when I wasn't cute anymore, that's when it just kind of went downhill.
So you feel like they liked the idea of having you more than the actual having you.
Exactly. Well, I don't feel like that. I know it because, like my father was very interested in who was touching on his penis. that was his hobby. And so the first time he left, I think I was 6 years old, and he left for about 8, 9 months and then came back, and then they got divorced. Like, I guess I was 13. It was in the summer in between my 8th and 9th grade year. And it was a bitter divorce. I mean, these people, it was a screaming shout match every single time. And he was gone most of the time. He worked in, heavy machinery, elevator construction, stuff like that. And then was gone on the weekends with the military, National Guard. So he was barely ever there to begin with. But they both just, these people should not have been allowed to have a kid. It's sort of like guns now. If someone had to do if it'd probably be better off if, you know, you get two people, any male and female can get together and make a child. It doesn't mean that they're properly ready to have one. And I feel like that's the way my parents were, because of the way I was treated and the way everything happened. They both looked at me as just a burden, and, you know, they resented the fact that I was the product of that mistake in their life. And finding evidence of that as I go through all this piles of junk is really hurtful, you know. But I mean, I feel like it's spiritually, it's divine intervention that I do this, but I also feel that it's part of my task to go through that, learn from it, and forgive it, and let that stuff go. I mean, you know, I'm a grown man now. I'm completely free. I don't have to worry about this stuff anymore.
Why would you think that it's spiritual bypass if you're actually going through it, learning from it, and letting it go?
Well, it's not so much it's not like that. It's like a spiritual task that I'm, you know, being made to do, to sit here and go through mounds of, you know, paperwork and trinkets and, I mean, just junk, tons of it. And I know I'm supposed to learn something from it. I'm supposed to apply the emotion and apply the lesson learned, and find out what those are and find the path through it. But it just, again, part of me wants to just pick all this stuff up and chunk it. You know,
as you're
rent a
going
trailer.
through it, do you notice yourself learning more about them?
Yeah, and it's not the best stuff. And, you know, I can be forgiving to a certain point, because it's not like I've been a complete angel on this earth either. You know, we've all got, you know, something that we're not proud of. We all make mistakes at times. We're human. And that's part of the spiritual path too, is learning to forgive yourself. Well, I've forgiven myself for what, you know, I've been through in this life. And I'm, again, on my path, doing my thing. I try to be, you know, funny and caring for people, polite to people. I try to be generous without over giving, you know. But with this, these people are gone. And so as I've learned things going through all of this stuff, it's like learning more. It's like finding more reasons to resent somebody that you can't say a word to. You know what I mean? And there's part of me that's like, well, again, they're gone. There's nothing I can say about it now, and it doesn't affect my life now. You know, I can't worry about what happened yesterday. I've got today, and I can plan for tomorrow. All I can do from yesterday is learn from it. But learning stuff about them at times feels like a pointless endeavor.
Well, maybe part of it is so that you can see that they are human too. Have you tried Ho'oponopono? How do you pronounce that? Is that how you pronounce that?
Ho'oponopono, yeah.
Ho'oponopono.
Please forgive me. I'm sorry. I love you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I did a little ritual, something like that, from my parents, and I lit them each a cigarette and let it burn, and just tried to, you know, say, okay, you know, I understand you were human too, and you had your own needs, wants, wishes, egos, fears, whatever. But this is it's been a very strange task to be burdened with. but there are definitely spiritual lessons in it. And if nothing else, because I do feel better, you know, I got my health straightened out, I'm juicing, feeling good, looking good, smelling good. I want my house the same way. And I want all this old crap out of it.
And I think that's part of the lesson too. Letting go of the past.
Yeah.
Even if it ain't your past.
Yeah.
Learning from
Well,
it.
this is I think what inspires me the most is as within, so without. You
Mhm.
know, as above, so below. Now that I've gotten myself straight, centered, you know, on my path, doing my thing,
You want
taking
your
care of
exterior.
myself.
You want your exterior to reflect your interior.
Exactly. And you know, I've been working on this place for years. I bought it as an investment property back in 2008, but yeah, it's time for this place to look good. Almost as pretty as me.
Well, get her done, JoJo. I got faith in you.
I appreciate it. I will. I am. I burned 6 totes of paperwork today.
Nice.
Yeah.
Jack says my sister read our mother's diary after she passed. What she wrote about Sis was mean as fuck.
Oof. I'm sorry, Jack.
Yeah. But my mother fancied herself a writer, and I found this story that she tried to publish about the troubles of having a rambunctious child. I mean, and it was just a big long diatribe about what a burden I was. I found that last summer when I was looking for the original will. Y'all remember all that?
Yeah.
And that it was really hurtful. And so that was a huge demotivator to keep going and cleaning and purging at that time. And I haven't picked it back up until now.
I know it's easier said than done, but try not to internalize that kind of stuff. I mean, you know, have you ever had a kid? No, I know you haven't.
No.
That was a
Yeah,
dumb
no,
question.
I don't.
They're-
But
They
to
can be
sit
a pain
there,
in the ass.
I know. Well, don't get me wrong.
Just remember, JoJo, whatever they are projecting out is who they are.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
that thing from my mom was it. I mean,
That
it basically
hurt.
just talked about what a pain in the ass and what a burden I was to her life, and how I,
Is
was
that not
basically
how she thought about herself?
do what now?
Is that what she thought about herself?
I don't know. Honestly, she was one of 4 sisters, and of a Catholic mom and dad, so probably so.
Oh, that'd put yeah.
But she, to read that was really hurtful, because it was just like this big, long diatribe of a complaint list about, how I was stopping everything in her life. And then, when I look back on it, I know the things I tried to do for myself that my parents just said no to. I mean, they stopped me from doing a lot of things that I could have really advanced at. They stopped me from going into the Coast Guard, wouldn't let me go to college, pretty much shut down my health care. They just did not care about my future or my well-being. They were more concerned with who they were, what they were doing, where they were going, and how much money they had for themselves.
Yeah, what I got from my dad was I was not allowed to have what I wanted, that somebody else was in control, that I could only have what he wanted me to have.
Exactly. And it's kind of the same way. I could like I like bikes and bike racing when I was a kid, and I always had to have a job, so I couldn't play football, which I wanted to do. And so I was in the band. I could do that and have a job. But I saved up my own money and I bought my own bike and, you know, my own equipment and stuff. This was early 80s, mid 80s, back when freestyle bikes were all the rage. And that's what I was doing, was racing bikes and freestyle. And they just flat out denied me just about every single chance to race or go or do. They no.
Yeah, I remember asking for a bike, and my dad said, "No, you'll get it out in the street, and you'll get hit by a car." Always had some kind of excuse not to get me what I wanted.
Yeah, I just for the fact that I know that once my parents started their divorce, I was in, I don't know. Well, I was in the 8th grade then. Once they started that war, I became insignificant. I was kind of left to my own devices. I mean, I remember cooking for myself, washing my own clothes, doing everything for myself. I'd get up, go to school, you know, get on the bus. If I wanted something, I had to earn the money and buy it. And they just, I don't know. They just disappeared. You know, my aunt still says, I've got one aunt still alive. Well, 2 aunts still alive. One, I have no idea where she is. But one of the aunts, my aunt died. She, you know, she's always told me, she's like, everybody in the rest of the family always worried about you and looked out for you because you did a great job of raising yourself. Because your parents didn't do it, you know. I mean, they just weren't there.
I just withdrew from the whole world.
Yeah. That's how I started in my artwork. When I was a little kid, that's why artwork is so much like meditating for me, because that was one thing I could do and not get in trouble.
Either
I could sit in a corner, disappear into that piece of paper, and take care, Miss Jamie. I'll send you some links on that as soon as I have time to pull them up. I do have some that I've saved, but I'll send you some.
I'm getting ready to step in with my grandson because he's got 2 kids with this young lady. She's an absolute sweetheart. He decided to go out and fool around. So he went in while she was at work one day, took all the furniture. The only thing he left was the kids' beds. This
what?
war, yeah. And the war is between him and Anna. The kids are not even on his radar at all. He doesn't think about the kids at all. And I'm getting ready to jump in on that one. You know, I'm not going to be real popular. They'll probably never talk to me again. But you know what? Those kids are innocent and they don't need to put up with that shit.
Exactly. And, you know, that's where I've had to forgive myself for a lot of things because I didn't deserve, I mean, they should have known my test scores were off the charts. You know, because of my circumstances, I ended up with A and AB honor roll, and a couple of C's are in there for conduct. Surprise,
Same,
surprise.
bro. Same.
But
mine were mostly C's unless it was Mr. Krickenberger's class or Mrs. Morgan's, which was art. You know,
I excelled at biology and English and spelling, but I hated math. Oh my god, I hated math.
Me too.
Yeah, I mean, I did good at math. The math teachers did not appreciate me.
Math and science was my favorite.
I must not have been too bad at math because I went back to college. I had to take an algebra class, okay, to get my degree. Oh my God, the way they teach algebra, I just could not understand any of it. I had to go back deep, really, really deep, and remember how to do algebra. And I hadn't had algebra in 35 years. It's like,
yeah.
Oh my God! But I did extra credit and everything. I passed with a C, and I was happy with that.
Yeah, I had some fair run-ins with math teachers. I got some great stories about that, but I'll digress on those. But it's yeah, I mean, in doing this, in purging the house, I've come across things where it's obvious that my parents just willfully they just they just wanted to be rid of me. I mean, they you know, my mom changed that later on in life, but yeah, it's been rough to go through and find some of this stuff. It's quite hurtful because it's like all of a sudden you've got this brand new hurt. You know, I've already been through all this other crap. Now I found my spiritual path. I'm doing my thing. I'm, you know, on my way.
So I want you to look at this, though, JoJo. What
Mhm.
kind of parents did they have? I bet they treated you the way they were treated.
My
Wait. And that's where it's just
grandparents,
breaking.
That's the only thing they knew.
yeah,
And that's what
grandparents
breaking
look
news
different to a grandchild than they do to the child. I
Exactly.
will, yeah. So, you know, my mother and I did make peace. I mean, we in that 10 weeks from when she found out, you know, she was sick or whatever, we had some pretty serious talks and hashed out a lot of stuff. And she, you know, admitted a lot of this stuff to me, but I didn't know the depth at which it went. But yeah, it's you know, it's been a rough little journey, and I'm ready to now. I'm after 2 years of walking this path and healing and doing my thing. I'm ready to get it out of here and let it all go.
Mhm.
I got an empire to build.
Yeah, me too.
And
Well, it sounds like you're taking the right steps. Don't read nothing else. Just burn it.
yeah, I don't. If I come across stuff like that, and I'm like, yeah, no, bye. And in the fireplace it goes.
Yeah. Because, you know, I feel like maybe she was writing down her negative stuff just to get it out. And
Well, interestingly enough, I found all kinds of things. You know, I told you earlier, y'all were talking about feathers. My mother had an entire box of feathers. Now, I've saved this. She also had a bunch of books and an entire chart that she had done her own natal chart on. So apparently, she got really into zodiac and spiritualism and the law of abundance and the law of attraction and all that at some point in time back in the late 90s. And
makes sense.
it was, you know, she took a new path on this. Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, I'll get through it. You know, I've got 2 boxes in the other room. I've got 11 boxes in the attic to finish up, and a bunch of old clothes. And once I do that, complete those, the attic will be completely cleaned out, especially of old.
That's a major accomplishment right there.
Right.
Yes.
And then I'll have all that space up in the attic to put the stuff that I want to store.
There you go.
Organized in the proper fucking tote.
There you go.
Sorry, Miss Casey. But once I do that, then, you know, I'll have my extra elbow room, and then I can get into the crawl space in the garage and clean that out. And I want to have all this stuff done by spring so that I can start working on the house, fix it up, you know, do the work that I need to do in my wood shop. And so it's been a very cathartic, therapeutic.
JoJo, Jack says put some sage and tobacco with the feathers.
I do, actually. They are sitting next to my altar, I guess, if you will. But I do put out, like when I meditate and go outside, I'll burn incense, and I burn some of my mother's incense, and I put out cigarettes for my mother and my father, and I put out tobacco for my grandfather. Red man chewing tobacco. Oh my God. I've never seen my grandmother so mad in my entire life. I was out watching him in the wood shop with one of his buds. They were working on a lathe, making something. And my grandfather turned to me. I was about 6. And he handed me this big old chunk of red man chewing tobacco. Here you go. Try this. I chewed for about a half an hour, and he turned around and he was like, "Where you been spitting?" Spitting? What do you mean spitting? I turned 3 shades of plaid and puked my toenails up. My grandmother was so mad.
Jack, you made me think of sitting down and making little red strings of little red prayer ties, with the red cloth. You put the tobacco in with the prayer and tie it all up and make a whole string of prayers that you want to put out there and then throw it all into the fire.
Yeah. It's one of the things that I do, though, is I try to honor, I try to honor those people and leave offerings for them. And, I say thank you to the ancestors for the knowledge about sage and, some of the other herbs that are used in cooking and medicinal purposes and stuff like that. So it's a part of my meditation to honor the knowledge that I have because it came from the people before me.
Yeah, indeed.
Whether I would,
one of the things that I'm struggling with is how they're talking about, the white man should not be learning all the Native American stuff. My dad wasn't brought into it. My kids and I were invited into it, and like my son and I were talking the other night, they've got all these friends that that are Native Americans, and they're told, well, you can't be telling people about it. It's like, why were we invited? Well, of course, my kids are Native American anyway, but why were we invited in all of this stuff? And now it's not proper. It's not right.
Well, that's.
I'm gonna get out here, guys. Have a good night.
All right, Crystal. You take care of yourself, dear.
Who the hell keeps calling me?
A human is a human is a human. I don't care what color you are or what religion you are. Humans are. We're
humans.
Right. We're part of the collective.
Why are we going through all this separation stuff when we're all one anyway?
Well, but that's just it. Isn't that what the past 60 years of social battles has been about? I mean, I understand. Look, okay, as a white man in modern society, I supposedly have white privilege and this and that and the other. And I understand. I haven't gone through the struggles of women. I haven't gone through the struggles of African American people or Indians, even though there's Cherokee on my father's side, strong Cherokee. My grandfather was big time into it. And on my mother's side, when you talk about race relations, well, okay, on the mother's side, there was German and Scott Irish. My great-great-grandfather was a slave as a white man. And so, when people start coming up with that kind of stuff, I'm just like, yeah, okay, you got a little bit more eye-opening to do.
See, Jack says prayer ties are great. Made a string of them using the directional colors of your choice. Then leave somewhere where they won't be disturbed. A tree in the woods, very good gratitude offering. Yeah. And I want to put out there some of the information that I was taught on the medicine wheel also, because it gives so much direction, and the colors of the medicine wheel and the angels and everything on each direction. And yeah, that's why I was excited, because I found some of my information from my teacher.
Well, it's amazing that my mother did dive into this quite a bit. I know in her later years, she always had crystals with her. She always had black tourmaline along with rose quartz and various other crystals around her a good bit. and it was very interesting to see all the stuff that she bothered to look up and learn way back in the day. I mean, I'm talking about right at the very beginning of AOL. Her technologically advanced son decided to hook her up.
There should be answering these. Why would somebody be calling me this late at night from a freaking restricted number? And I'm thinking I probably should have answered it because it might have been somebody about my heart monitor, but they didn't leave a message.
Yeah, and I will take your advice into account, Jack. I'll look up something on that and see what I can do, because that is part of my meditation practices. Saging, incense, leaving out gifts for ancestors,
offering tobacco,
trying to be grateful and honoring the traditions and the knowledge, the gathering of knowledge that got us to the point where I can just jump in, learn it, and be on my way. There was a road that had to be paved there.
I have participated in a peace pipe ceremony. That was humbling. I've been to 2 of them. And the sweat lodges I all went to, and the my son was talking the other night. He goes, "Yeah, I remember the Sundance," and my daughter told me I was traumatized by that, Mom. I was traumatized by. It took me a long time. She goes, "You were looking at it as a gift to be able to be there." She goes, "But I was traumatized for a long time."
Yeah, it's
exactly 7.
It's really amazing.
Everything we do now affects the next 7 generations, and everything we heal now affects the past 7 generations. And the thing is, the prophecies talk about the rainbow people, and I always thought, well, maybe I'm one of these rainbow people because I have been invited into the teachings. I don't know everything. I just know the tip of the iceberg, but I have still been invited into some sacred ceremonies, and I am very grateful, and I try to honor those traditions and the things that I've learned. It's shaped a lot of my spirituality. I think the Native Americans are more right on than anybody,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, it's, and then somebody comes on and says, no, this gal on Evolve, she goes, no, you can't use sage. You're a white person. I was taught by a Native American to do it 45 years ago, so that makes it wrong for the last 45 years, Yeah.
Yeah, but that's just it. That's somebody who's dealt with
it's people that are
the
buying
bureaucracy.
It's people that are buying into separation. We are not separate. See, grandfather didn't say anything about limiting it to racial origins. We remembered what you forgot. And that's one of the things that I was taught a long time ago is the Native Americans greeted the ships when they came in. They gave them the sacred handshake. When they did not remember the sacred handshake, they knew that they were going to have problems, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because each one of the 12 tribes of Israel were all given that sacred handshake to let the others know that they remembered the teachings. The Native Americans are the only ones, well, the indigenous people are the only ones that carried on the traditions.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've seen the some of the beliefs of the colonists when they first came in over here.
Yeah.
The fact that they thought they could own land. Some of the tribal chiefs, tell them they thought of that as a mental illness. They thought of that as that's somebody that's insane. And when they realized that okay, every one of these people believes that. They all suffer from this mental illness that is obviously spread like a contagion through them, you know.
We don't own
And
we don't own the earth. We are lent it by our children, you know.
yeah. Well, it's there are the way I've had to look at all of this. I mean, I didn't wake up until I was 49. And, you know, the incident that led to my awakening was when I was 49. So for 49 years, I wandered around unawake. I mean, I was nice to people. I was kind, and I had, you know, a basic religious belief. But, you know, there was a long time. That was a long time for me to be unawake. So when I see other people that are like that, I just know that that's where they are on their path.
I have gone from. Crystal was laughing the other day because I went with the LDS church. They seemed very metaphysic for a long time. Then I started picking up on all the underlying themes of abuse and patriarchy that's in that church, you know, and then I got out of it. They still come and talk to me and stuff, but I talk metaphysics to them. They quit sending the missionaries over here because I was corrupting them.
Yeah.
But see, there's no such thing. Okay, how many people were adopted into the tribes? You know, there was white people that were adopted into the tribes, black people, other Mexicans. There has always been other people adopted into the Native American tribes. You know, it's right. They just had the teachings. We're one. You know,
ironically enough, I took the only type of. Because I knew my grandparents were part of my family heritage is from the Cherokee Indians and the Porch Indians down towards the middle and southern Alabama. And they, the Porch Creek Indians, and they, the only way we had to learn about it was in Scouts. My grandfather was a big proponent. Both my father and my uncle were Eagle Scouts. My grandfather was an Eagle Scout, and I went into the Scouts. That was another one of the things I could do throughout my schooling years to keep from getting in trouble or getting yelled at. So I drew a lot of cartoons and played in the high school, you know, middle school band or whatever. And I went to Scouts. And I learned a lot going through that because in the Boy Scouts, they have, you know, they honor a lot of Native American traditions and take you up through the ranks to once you get to Eagle, then, you know, there's the Order of the Arrow. There's different little side sects of things that you know, get into. So traditional dance, you know, using everything in nature to survive and live and honoring it too. So
I had ordered a book here a while back. I guess it's a college book. It's called what did it say? The Inconvenient Indian. And I started reading that. And he's talking about a lot of the true things that happened to the Native Americans and how it was inconvenient because, you know, because they weren't putting up with the, you know, they were starting to fight back and stuff to the abuse, you know. They were pushed to be in that. I mean, the tribes used to have what they call counting coop, I think it is. I think that's called, where they would go in and they would either steal horses from another tribe or they'd go in and sell women from another tribe because they needed wives in their tribe, you know. But there was always an exchange of energy in there somehow, you know.
Right. You know, it's a big world, and there are a lot of different people in it. There are a lot of different kinds of people in it, but they're still people.
I know.
And
But I look at the history of Christianity, and it's I am right, you were wrong. I am right, you were wrong. I was on Cage's, and I haven't got any mention of the genocide yet, Jack. But you know, there. I was on Cage's site the other night. They were having a talk, and I was telling somebody. I said, "There, everybody's got their own truth. There's nobody's right, nobody's wrong." One of the guys freaked out. Crystal was telling him, mellow out. Don't talk to her like that, you know, because we've got our own points of view. We've gone through so much trauma and drama in our lives. So how can you tell me what I am right or wrong about when everything I have learned is something totally different, you know?
well, I always look at it like this. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have basic Judeo-Christian beliefs, and I am an ordained minister in the Universal Life Church. And a lot of people call me Reverend Joe. I've been Reverend Joe for 20 years now to a lot of people.
Jojo, we should start a church.
Well, that's just it. I'm also a big believer in the fact that one of the things it teaches in a lot of religious texts is don't build a church. You know, you are the church. There's nothing a building can hold. And there's one thing about fellowship or community and stuff like that, but it's the moment you start doing that, then you unfortunately in this modern world you start getting this little disease dropped in there of keeping up with the Joneses and
or this is the way my mom and dad did it. This is the only right way to do it.
But the other part of that is that what you just mentioned, the I'm right, you're wrong, this is the way it has to be thing. And I think that is the exact opposite of what true Christian teachings is about. A true Christian would sit down with a Hindu or a Muslim any day of the week. Listen, let's have a dialogue about it, because there may be something
to see that on TikTok. I'm starting to see that on TikTok. There are some Christians that are standing up and saying, wait a minute, you're promoting all this hate and this judgment and everything. And Jesus said to love one another. It doesn't tell you to judge them, to criticize them, to ostracize them, to punish them, you know, all this stuff. And it's like, yeah, there are some people that are getting it, but then there's the people that are always coming in.
Well, I know I've had several people ask me about that over the years. You know, they'll see my title as Reverend Joe, or somebody will call me Reverend Joe or something like that, and they'll ask, and you know, they automatically kind of get on guard. Some people will.
Yeah.
And I have to tell them, you know, listen, okay, I have basic Judeo-Christian beliefs, but I am a true Christian. I'll sit down and, you know, I'll talk with you. I'll have a beer with you. We'll get together. We'll go bowling, you know, and we'll exchange ideas and go back and forth because I'm sure there's something that I can learn from you, and I'm sure that there's something that you can learn from me. And the more that we help each other out and spread that kind of, you know, universal acceptance, and realize that, you know, you were talking earlier about the oneness, the one, the source, that we are all one, right? And I was having a discussion about this recently with somebody else. We are all one on the 5D, but then you got dropped down here on the 3D, and that idea of oneness, the energy is there for it, but you also got given free will when you were placed here, right? And that does add a degree of separation, because when you come here to the 3D, we have 3D lives, and then on the 5D, you've got this universal oneness, God, source, divine, Jesus, Allah, Buddha, whatever you want to call it.
See, my kids are 20. my kids are 28% Native American, which is the Apache from their grandmother. You know, they are, according to their genetics testing, they're 28% Native American. You know, so, and I know my younger two kids have Native American too, because my second husband used to tell everybody that his mom was a stupid Indian. She was a purebred Indian, but I never heard what tribe it was from or anything. But that was down in Mexico.
No, but still though, it doesn't matter if somebody's, you know, Indian or if they're, you know, Nordic, or I mean, by now, you look at my generation and me, I'm not pure blooded anything. I'm a mutt.
So my oldest daughter keeps telling Buddy that I'm almost as pure can be for a white person, because I'm Dutch, Irish, English, Scottish, Welsh. I'm sure there's some Scandinavian in there, because a lot of my family was on the Isle of Skye, which was invaded by, you know, the northern tribes and stuff. Right. But she says, man, my mom was just right, all from this white region. And I thought, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't see myself as white. I from the time I was 16, I've been in the Hispanic Native American culture. Okay. And it's like, that's more normal to me than the white person is, you know?
I don't know. I mean, I've never seen it like that. I mean, I grew up, you know, in Birmingham, very many different cultures here, predominantly, you know, white and African American, but it's still, I mean, there's people from all over here, and I don't know. I can't see it that way. But the fact that there is that separation from source between the 5D and the 3D, you know, one of the things you guys talk about all the time, especially in the tarot community, you'll hear everybody talk about divine timing. Divine timing is so frustrating for humans, especially Geminis. Let me state that. Geminis absolutely hate divine timing. It is a pain in all three of my testicular regions. However, the reason that is so frustrating is because you've got the 3D here that we live in, and we were dropped down on and given free will, and we were kind of separated from source to have this human experience, right? And then you've got the 5D where everything's one and it all comes together. But separating that is the 4D, and 4D is time, which means the 3D is ruled. I've got a watch, I've got a calendar, I've got Alabama Power telling me exactly when my bills due. You know, time exists. And so when everybody says, well, time's an illusion and time is fluid, that might be true in energy, but to maintain life here and in the circumstances that I'm in, it's definitely got to be observed. And because of that separation and the free will, that's where people start to go astray. And so when people ask me about being a reverend, or are you a Christian, or are you this, or you that, or there, I would have to say I'm a human being who believes in true Christianity. True Christianity will sit down and listen to whatever you have to say. I've got friends that are strippers, porn stars, thieves, you know, drug runners. I know all kinds of folks.
Yeah, so I know that the kids' grandma was born in Mexico, you know, but they don't know where in Mexico, and they don't know what tribe she was registered and stuff with. So it makes it a little hard, you know. My kids get frustrated because, you know, Steve was already 10 years old when he was learning the dances, and he was upset because, you he was already 6 foot tall, and there was all these little tiny kids learning. So he's been kicking himself ever since because he did not learn the dances when he had the opportunity, And well, I think we're all mutts, Jack. We're all. I know that the Native Americans have the most unique DNA on the earth, but even there, we're all a mix. We're all a
Jack,
mix.
I'm going to design a T-shirt that says that on it, and it's going to have a bunch of different nationalities and areas listed on there. Specifically classified as mutt. I'll make a T-shirt and I'll send you a link with it on it. I'll buy one. You buy one. Well, yeah, because I think I'm Scott Irish and German on one side, and then on the other side, I've got Cherokee, English, and Norwegian, I think, all mixed in there.
Yeah, I have some. I know I have some. They said I had 5% Scandinavian, but I don't know which one. So
I'll tell you what's really cool about it is I'm probably the only ginger in the world that can actually get a tan.
My dad, it's funny. My dad had brown hair on top, but every time he grew a beard, it was red.
Yeah, I had bright red hair. I mean, most of my beard now, you've seen it, Miss Casey. It's kind of fiery red pepper and gray. That salt and pepper look, but with red pepper, and bald. But when I was a young man, I think I sent you a picture of this the other day.
Yeah.
What I looked like when I was a young man, I had long red hair, bright auburn red.
Yep.
And just white. Woo, good Lord, Cucky. I can't get a tan, but for the most part, I know when my ex-wife and I first got married, both of us, her family's mainly English and Swedish, Scandinavian, and so it's tall, very fair skin, blonde hair, And they were convinced that if we had kids, they were going to be the color of jellyfish. They weren't just going to be ultra white. We'd never have to pay for an X-ray if we'd had a kid and the kid got into some kind of, accident or something. It just hold them up to the light. You'd be able to tell if something's broken.
This is one of the things I ran into earlier. It says, according to an old Hindu legend, I can't even talk anymore. There was a time when all men were gods, but man abused his divinity. So Brahma, the chief god, decided to take it away from man and hide it, where he would never again find it. Where to hide it became the big question. When the lesser gods were called in council to consider this question, they said, we will bury man's divinity deep in the earth. But Brahma said, no, that will not do, for man will dig deep into the earth and find it. Then they said, well, we will sink his divinity into the deepest ocean. But again, Brahma replied, no, not there, for man will learn to dive into the deepest waters and will search out the ocean bed and will find it. Then the lesser god said, we will take it to the highest mountain and hide it there. But again, Brahma replied, no, for man will eventually climb every high mountain on earth. He will be sure someday to find it and take it up again for himself. Then the lesser gods gave up and concluded, we do not know where to hide it, for it seems there is no place on earth or in the sea that man will not eventually reach it. Then Brahma said, here is what we will do with man's divinity. We will hide it deep down in man himself, for he will never think to look for it in there. Ever since then, the legend concludes, man has been going up and down the earth, climbing, digging, diving, exploring, searching for something that is already in himself.
Yeah. It's a great story. It's true too, because I can tell with all of the healing and the stuff that I've, the shadow work that I've had to go through. One of the habits that I've got now is anything that makes me feel bad, anything that makes me feel upset or stressed or worried or triggered or whatever, little mood.
That's not for you.
Whatever pisses me off, it's created in me this sense to sit down and automatically look at that and go, why am I upset about this? You know, what does it bother me? That's part of the reason why I'm having so much trouble with this with stuff with my parents.
When I was looking for,
I know why that bothers me. You know, it goes deep. But at the same time, if you're automatically hunting for it, that's the going within. People talk about shadow work all the time. They don't ever explain how to do it.
It says 10 rules for being human. You will receive a body. You may love or hate it, but it will be yours for the duration of your life on earth. Acceptance, self-esteem, respect, and pleasure. You will be presented with lessons. You are enrolled in a full-time school called life. Each day in the school, you will have the opportunity to learn lessons. You may like the lessons or hate them, but you have designed them as part of your curriculum. Openness, choice, fairness, and grace. There are no mistakes, only lessons. Growth is the process of experimentation, a series of trials, errors, and occasional victories. The failed experiments are as much a part of the process as the experiment that work. Compassion, forgiveness, ethics, and humor. A lesson is repeated until learned. Lessons will be repeated to you in various forms until you have learned them. When you have learned them, you can go to the next lesson. Awareness, willingness, casualty, and patience. Learning does not end. There is no part of life that does not contain lessons. If you are alive, there are lessons to be learned. Surrender, commitment, humility, and flexibility. There is no better than here. When your there has become a here, you will simply obtain a there that will look better to you than your present here. Gratitude, unattainment, abundance, peace. Others are only mirrors of you. You cannot love or hate something about another person unless it reflects something you love or hate about yourself. We were talking about this earlier with your mom.
Mm-hmm.
Tolerance, clarity, healing, and support. What you make of your life is up to you. You have all the tools, resources you need. What you do with them is up to you. Responsibility, release, courage, power, and adventure. Your answers lie inside you. All you need to do is look, listen, trust, and inspiration. You will forget all of this at birth. You can remember it if you want to by unraveling the double helix of inner knowing, faith, wisdom, and limitlessness. So I was looking for that. Yeah.
It's really amazing, you know, to go back and understand exactly what all we have to do. I mean, now, because it's overwhelming at first when you first start your
especially when everything's taken away from us, so we don't remember, you know.
Yeah. So
it's that's why they talk about a call to awaken, you know, I'm just amazed at some of the things that I have gone through in this lifetime, you know. I like it, just in awe of the universe all the time, you know.
So I know I've been through some pretty dark stuff, you know, very hard emotional things to wake up from and get over. And I'm not more experienced than anybody else. I'm not better than anybody else. It's just what I went through. Other people went through different things, and other experiences hurt other people in other ways.
What your truth is, yeah.
So it's very interesting to go back, and now I know I'm empowered. I know I'm ready to get this house cleaned out and get on to a better. I'm ready to level up. And so it's weird that when you start going through that, you know, it's such a pain in the butt to do. It really sucks. But then as you start going through it more and more and more and really doing shadow work and looking for the lessons, you actively seek it out. It's like somebody that's hungry looking for something to eat. You're like, oh, there it is.
So here's one of the things I need to find the paperwork on. So the 12 powers of man. First one is Peter, is faith. He's the center of the brain. I am one with faith. I am, I am, I am. Strength, Andrew. Stability, steadfastness, located in the loins at the small of the back. I am strength. I give thanks that every atom and cell in my body is now filled with renewed strength. Wisdom, judgment is James, pit of the stomach. I am one with the divine master. Love, John the Beloved, the region in the back of the heart. There is only love in my heart for everyone and everything. Power, Philip. Dominion, mastery, the throat region, root of the tongue. I speak only good, for I know the power of my words. Words create whatever I decree. Imagination, Bartholomew, region between the eyes. I imagine only the best for others and myself. My eyes are single in purpose to the good, and my entire being is filled with light. Understanding, Thomas, front brain just below the eyes. I am intuitive understanding. Within me is the wisdom of all ages. Will is Matthew, the front forehead, just above understanding, center front of the brain. I am conscious of the will of God. Order, James, just below the navel. My life is now in divine order in love, harmony, and balance. Zeal, Simon, back of the head, medulla, works with the heart. I am now one with zeal, and it is tempered with joy and wisdom. Elimination, Thaddeus, the abdominal region. I am eliminating the old and making room for the new. Life, Judas, regenerative organs. I am the resurrection and the life.
And see, as you mentioned those, when you follow that path all the way through the body, you're basically describing chakras.
Well, and here's, exactly. And see, Jack, was there a specific color of the ray that you wanted to know about?
I don't know about y'all, but my sacral chakra could stand to lose about 20 pounds. It's the amazing thing about juicing, though. I have lost a lot of weight really quickly doing that. And I'm amazed at how I'm just not hungry. I thought I'd be doing this and just craving food, but I'm not. It fills you up fairly well. As a matter of fact, I was going to send you this link, Miss Casey, and I'll do it right now. I bought this book for my juicing, and it's got all kinds of different recipes in there. Mm-hmm. But they are for various different ailments and treatments. Like if you're trying to target a specific area, if you're trying to lose weight, or if you've got ADHD, or if you've, got heart disease, or you've got this, or you've got that. It's got there's 2 books that go with it by a guy named William. Oh my God, what is his name? I was just looking at this. And I'll send you the link here in just a second. But I mean, it's amazing how much, as I've followed this book and the recipes for the things that I wanted to address, mm-hmm. It's amazing how much better I feel. And I've only been doing it for about 2 weeks now, 2.5 weeks. The gentleman's name is Anthony Williams. And I'll like I said, I'll send you a link to the book that I bought. There's one that's called the Brain Saver, and this one's Brain Saver Protocols. And I mean, I don't know the man. I'm not sponsored by him. I'm not getting any kickbacks or anything like that. But wow, this guy, he mixes nutrition and spiritualism and holistic medicine all together. How you feed your body and how you feed your temple is directly related to what's happening with it. And it is amazing.
Yeah, send it to me. I'd be interested in reading it. Okay, I'm going to read this and then we're going to wrap it up for tonight, okay?
Okay, man.
This was in the Atlanta Journal. It received numerous calls. Single black female seeks companionship. Ethnicity unimportant. I'm a very good-looking girl who loves to play. I love long walks in the woods, riding in your pickup truck, hunting, camping, fishing, trips cozy winter, nights laying by the fire. Candlelight dinners will have me eating out of your hand. Rub me the right way and watch me respond. I'll be at your front door when you get home from work, wearing only what nature gave me. Kiss me and I'm yours. Call 404-875-6420 and ask for Daisy. Over 15,000 men found themselves talking to the Atlanta Humane Society about an 8-week-old Labrador Retriever. I thought that. It says men are so easy. That is funny.
It is. It is. Well, all right, ma'am. It's been great talking to you. I did send you the link. I just sent it to you on Messenger.
I saw it popped up. Yeah. Yeah.
But,
I got to sit down and go through some of this stuff for the harmonic convergence and see if there's anything we could talk about with that next week, too. So, yeah. And we'll talk about the chocolate colors. I know Jack was asking about what each chocolate, what the colors meant and stuff. So we'll work on that too. So yeah. Yeah, puppy. I'll take her. Okay.
I got
Go ahead.
one cat that weighs as much as 3. I'm good.
Well, Tinky scared me the other night because I gave her some wet dog food, out of a can. And the first night it was fine because it was warm. The second night I pulled it out of the fridge and threw it in there, but she wasn't chewing it. She was eating it in chunks. So I don't know if she was getting ready to pass out or what. She went into the living room, climbed up her stairs, and laid on the couch. And I said, what the hell? I went in there and looked, and she's laying there. I thought she was dead. So apparently she was choking or something and went in and lay down. I had to wiggle her and move her and everything to get her to get up and about. So yeah. Got me going. Okay, so everybody have a good one. Love and light to you guys too. Everyone have a good one and namaste.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.